Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise! I hope you guys are ready. It is playoff time.
After all the hours, the weeks, the months, it's finally time. The journey to the grand finals starts now.
I'm going all the way, and I'm going, yeah, my blood is rebel. I'm going all the way, I'm going to another level.
This is about to get nasty.
They make it look easy. This guy is an absolute maniac.
Oh, that's carnage! And the rock stars of the Overwatch League continue to crank out power chords.
It's playing week, and there's one simple truth: win or go home.
I'm going all the way, I'm going, yeah, my blood is rebel.
You got a long road ahead to hold that trophy, to wear that crown, and that journey starts now. So come and get it.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of play-in action here at the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles, California. Brought to you by Xfinity. I am Achilles, joined by Wolf. And oh man, today we send home another two teams. Malik in that opening said it best: win or go home. We saw two teams go home yesterday, two more today, leaving us with that final top 8. But who is going to make it? That's the question. Starting off, we've got London Spitfire going up against the Shanghai Dragons.
A lot of history with these two teams being at the top and the bottom of last year's Overwatch League season. Here is our play-in tournament bracket. As we saw yesterday, Charge took the win over Hunters. Dragons did defeat Philadelphia Fusion. This is our top 4 for play-ins. The 2 winning teams will get the final slots in our top 8 for season playoffs, which of course will go into double elimination. When we look at the postseason, we are playing on patch 139, which is where all those balance changes happen to kind of rebalance 2-2-2. Global Ultimate costs increased by 12, so those are coming out slower. We're playing first to 4 wins, and of course, as everyone saw yesterday, and we'll be seeing all day today, Sigma is now available for play. A lot of cool stuff coming out with this hero. Dive is coming back in a weird way right now with Doomfist to play around the shield.
Yeah, a lot of Pharah going into the mix. Everyone was kind of panicking, thinking that it was going to be nothing but Mace and Metra. But we actually didn't see too much of that yesterday.
No.
Some of that was at the teams not being able to really flex to the new meta. But Shanghai Dragons looking reinvigorated now here in the play-ins. Youngjin especially picking up that player of the match after his performance on Doomfist was absolutely monstrous. But we also saw Shanghai Dragons starting Youngjin in DM rather than Ding at the start.
Yeah, the DM sub here, or rather lack of sub, was to outrange the strategies we were seeing from Philly. Ding comes in big on the Pharah as well, kind of slipping under the radar, I think, from a lot of people's minds yesterday because Youngjin did have such a great performance. This is a great moment here on, what was one of the deciding moments there in that final map. So going into London Spitfire, though, Spitfire had a pretty lackluster season compared to what you'd expect from defending champions, but they did win the grand finals of 2018. They are defending champions, and if they lose this match, they will not be going to the 2019 playoffs.
Sure, but we think about how that happened last year, the road for them to get to this moment in New York City to take the inaugural season championship. It was a deep run through the playoffs. Now they're starting as deep as they possibly can with the play-in tournament. Obviously, we're seeded forward into the second round, so maybe not as deep as it possibly could have been. But they weren't able to get that top 6. They start here near the bottom, now need to start that long road to make their way through back into this year's grand final. We'll see if they can do it, but first, let's bring out their opponents. Got the victory yesterday. Can they do it again today? Let's find out. Please welcome them. It's the Shanghai Dragons.
The Shanghai Dragons, it has been a year of firsts for this Chinese organization, and they are one step away from their first playoffs. There's only 2 firsts left. First season playoffs and first time winning Overwatch League. There's 2 steps left, and they have to go through defending champions London Spitfire. There's a huge looming opponent for them here as they start once again this Youngjin DM roster. Izayaki on the support. It's going to be a tough first to 4 series for this squad, but they have defied expectations all season long.
Yeah, and given the performance that we saw from Youngjin just yesterday, from TM on that Widowmaker London, they have a lot to put up with. We'll see if they can take them down. Let's go ahead and bring them out onto the stage. Our defending champions looking to continue the road now in the play-ins, make it into that top 8. It's the London Spitfire.
London's run last year was nothing short of spectacular. And, you know, people talk about plot armor, but it feels like London has playoff armor. They come in season playoffs last year in a new meta, dominate, adapt quickly, and it's Prophet who really shows up on top. He is one of the top players in terms of hero pools right now. He's got so much time on 5+ heroes, more than anyone else right now. He is one of the most flexible players, and going into a new meta like this, he's probably going to be the star, the one that you look at right now, heading against the Shanghai Dragons' new roster. But the London Spitfire also remind us that this is 2019. This is a team that is not seeded directly into playoffs, and they are facing a team that went 0-40 last year. We are living in 2019 now. It's time to erase the past and write new history here in the 2019 season. Take a look at Prophet's all-time ranks here in terms of how much damage he's done, how many final blows he's had, despite London's fairly mediocre season compared to last year. You know, no finals here in stage finals. Didn't make any of those.
Yeah.
Look at his numbers. He's still coming up big.
The guy has just always been an absolute nut at the keyboard and has just been able to stomp out people left, right, and center. Taking a look, though, at our map set presented by Toyota, you can see that we will be starting things off on Busan, and then from there, it is a mystery. Losing team will select the next map as we progress further and further into the series. Looking for 4 wins, draws will not matter. We'll see just how far we can go. We already had a pretty long series yesterday from the Philadelphia Fusion and the Shanghai Dragons.
For London Spitfire, the big question mark on everyone's mind right now is, where is the Doomfist at? What level is London playing Doomfist at right now? Birdring has locked it in to start here, and we know he's capable of playing it. He has played it before, but he's facing off against one of the world's best Doomfists in Youngjin. This is the hero he built his career on in Kongdu Panthera. Now he's in the Overwatch League. Does Birdring match up well here? That's the big question we're all waiting to find out the answer to, because that's going to define this first map.
Yep, TM right now, just going to be looking for a shot. He's unable to find one thus far. Pulling his way back, playing around the barriers. We see the Hulk go out, but Sigma shield is up. Gesture keeping everybody protected there in that front line. Will get punched over onto the side, but is safe for now. Next the barrier out, trying to block off that Widowmaker flank from TM as the point has become unlocked. Spitfire, the closest ones to capping this, but still need to try to lock it down. Birdring goes in deep, as does Youngjin. Youngjin getting a lot more damage through that Meteor Strike, just a bit closer, 18% in the lead over his counterpart. As Birdring tries to go into the back line to shut down DM. It's a little sloppy, but he gets the shots in right at the end. Manages to find one, but 2 members on the side of London going to be taken down. Fury and Bedosian both going to be eliminated. A lot less healing now without that Mourra, and one less barrier to stand behind and stay protected. Punch goes through, looking for the finishing blow onto Envy. Unable to find it, he answers back, takes him down in exchange on the Doomfist. It is Izayaki with a faster coalescence, cleans up to Quatermain and Prophet, both going to be taken down. Now the cleanup there on a Gesture as well.
Gesture's not able to prevent Youngjin from getting in and doing that extra damage. He stopped DM. Look at his ult charge, 34%. Very low damage output overall here for DM, but it doesn't matter. They lose the neutral fight there on the point itself. The coalescence comes through from Izayaki faster. And London Spitfire is rewriting how most teams are playing right now, with Gesture playing the Sigma right now. Most teams have the main tank on it, or sorry, the flex tank on it. He's the main tank here playing it, so Fury's actually flexing over to the Orisa.
Oh.
And that's a great start here with his potential take.
This time, TM wasn't ready. Koma maybe going to be trying to get a res off to put that Widowmaker back into the fight. Youngjin for now just taking an uppercut with the Meteor Strike nearly online. Birdring gets his, gets into a sticky situation, so uses the ult to go ahead and eject himself from the fight. Drops back down, doesn't find anything, but now Gamsu going to be eliminated. Youngjin, as he arrives, just gets absolutely melted. And the Spitfire will flip the point. 39% accrued so far for the Shanghai Dragons.
Pretty expensive, you know, they're using the coalescence and the rocket, what's the name of the ultimate there? The Meteor Strike.
I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, sorry. I had a lot of things going on in my head right now. But it also is traded there for Youngjin's as well. So, you know, I feel like this is pretty good for London Spitfire. They get to keep the gravitic flux now to control this choke on the reapproach. It's hard for DM to get line of sight now as well.
Yep. Jester just trying to build it up now. Gravitic Flux going to go in, manages to find Coma. He's going to be hovering in the air, drops down, and Jester's going to follow up left clicks to finish off that Mercy. Answering Gravitic Flux, however, manages to find so many. Envy drops him to the ground. Quatermain and Jester both fall. Absolutely huge ultimate out from the Flex Tank. Gets that stun onto Prophet, but he makes it just to the other side of the statue to stay alive. Gets healed back up and now is looking to take down Envy. Spam heals coming out from Izayaki. Will keep him in the fight for a little bit longer. The rest of the team from London pushes forward and manages to collapse on top of Gamsu. Now the tank line going to be broken, and Spitfire will retain control at this point.
They use the Coalescence here at the end just to make sure they can guarantee it. The Infrasight here for DM isn't going to help them out too much, unfortunately, because you can't hit what you can see if you can't get line of sight to actually make those headshots connect. And right now you can see this kind of slow push forward here, where Youngjin's trying to set up an insta blow-up kill, but Spitfire playing far back. They're going to play around these sight lines too. Look at DM, how much he's going to struggle here to find anything.
Nearly had the headshot there on the Fury, but follows up for another one.
Look at Gesture immediately protecting him though, protecting that flank angle.
Yep.
With the experimental barrier.
Lobbing those shots in. Probably going to be taken down. Izayaki finds the final blow. Now the supercharger cleanup as well. DM does have to grapple over onto the side. He will be safe for the moment. As Youngjin looks for the punch, finds a hit. Gesture gets taken down. Great combo on the back of that hold from Gom, so you can see the communication coming through for Shanghai right when it matters. Youngjin cleaning up too. Just looking for the finish there on a Quatermain. Can't quite get him. A little too elusive is that Lucio. He jumps around the top of the drum, but will get popped by DM. So the flip coming in overtime. Shanghai Dragons back in control. A very long way to the top if they want to close out this first round.
And this is where things get really scary for London Spitfire. Even though, yes, they do have the control meter advantage right now, it's hard to get in as a Doomfist as a Reaper versus Widow, who has line of sight control. They also have the Coalescence to back this up. If Spitfire decide to speed boost in and try to set up for something like a Death Blossom, there's the ability to kind of disengage and poke down those frontline members. Look at how far back Shanghai are playing, respecting this. Prophet on the flank angle here seems to be undetected.
Yep, being into the back, but there's DM so far. Now going to get spotted out. DM retreating. Rage Walk has been used. Death Blossom. Oh no! An absolute waste! Prophet loses the ultimate, tries to kill off DM. He grapples to the side and then casually just takes his head off. That could be catastrophic, but Birdring, in the meantime, has been putting in work. Takes down Envy. The res is there, but now they lose out to the Gomsu, who's still going to be down a tank on the side of the Shanghai Dragons. Birdring into the back. This time will be able to take down DM. Gravitic Flux used from Envy, but does not lead to a kill. The sound barrier gets dropped in by Quatermain. The London Spitfire look to get this point flipped back over into their favor. Swap now from DM over onto the Tracer. The flip coming through 99 to 99% here on the point. Shanghai gonna have to tag in. It's sinking lower and lower, and no one can make it in time, even with the Wrecking Ball out from Gamsu. Just can't quite get there.
And the London Spitfire have been playing some clean Overwatch here around Birdring on the Doomfist. We're also seeing Prophet threatening a lot of different angles with the Reaper, but never overextending. He was killed the one time he tried to solo ult DM, which would have given them such a great opportunity to control the point, obviously, if they had killed him. But outside of that, he played a pretty passive Reaper overall, and that's in massive contrast to what we saw from Carpe yesterday on the Philadelphia Fusion that empowered DM. This exact same matchup we see on the screen right now between DM's McCree and what we saw yesterday, Carpe on the Reaper, was a big problem for Philadelphia Fusion. They just were outranged and outpoked. Now, Prophet's going to go ahead and teleport here, then we'll swap to the Reaper. Let's see if Spitfire can again find value out of this Reaper where Philadelphia failed yesterday versus this exact composition.
Yep. Jump over to the side. Birdring keeping on the heels of the Shanghai Dragons for now. Prophet already going to be forced into that Wraith Walk form, goes down underneath. And he is a bit behind the enemy team at the moment, pushes his way out. A lot of poke damage going forward onto the Shanghai Dragons, but surviving for now. But London Spitfire are able to get the point first. Now we'll be generating percentage here. Punch goes in, knocks back Gamsu, but he doesn't charge it up that much, so it doesn't do too much damage to that front line Orisa. No kills to be found yet. Barriers dropping down, both teams making their way over onto the point. Coalescence now out from Bedosian, built that one up very rapidly. It just hoses down DM, getting rid of the Cowboy. Now looking for the pools over to the side. can see Gesture falling lower and lower. The barrier's not going to be protecting him from that enemy coalescence. Taking down Coma certainly does help things. Youngjin gets his way into the back, finishes off Gesture, but the rest of Spitfire are able to push forward, break down that tank line, and find Youngjin on the back end of the fight.
It's really cool to see how Spitfire have been consistently using Coalescence offensively rather than defensively to hit those final ticks of damage to knock McCree out, to knock the Widowmaker out, because that's what you need. You can't necessarily get in there and dive him. He's got the flashbang. He's being pocketed so well by Gamsu and Envy right now in terms of shield protection, and he's got Coma pocketing him as well in terms of healing, but if you get that Coalescence, you can get that final damage.
See just the left clicks coming out from Gesture as they try to approach, gets a lot of damage through. Both Sigma's gonna be having that Gravitic Flux ready to go. They get dropped in with the Meteor Strike, a great combo potential there. And Youngjin picks up two. Fantastically done from the Shanghai Dragons. And we'll just go ahead and finish off Profit. And they will be able to get the flip 69% on the board for the Spitfire.
One Spitfire do have a lot of ultimates though for the retake here. They're gonna have both support ults once the fight, really starts getting online. Not as quickly as you would have, obviously, with the 12% global nerf. But they also have Gravitic Flux and their own Meteor Strike. The Shanghai Dragons really need to get that chip damage done here with the McCree on the approach, because if they get to touch the point and get to use that sound barrier, this fight is almost unlosable for Spitfire.
Allow me to repair the damage.
We can get John.
Here it comes.
Flux ready to go through. Finds two into the back. They'll get dropped down. No kills to be found yet. Envy still falling lower and lower, and Gesture finishes them off with the left click with the help of that Coalescence from Mid-Ocean. Rez goes through, but again, Gamsu taken down immediately after they bring the Sigma back into the fight. They get the knockdown onto Youngjin. The cleanup is there. No supports now for the Shanghai Dragons. Just two members left alive. They're running back. Slip is there for the London Spitfire, now at 80%.
Shanghai Dragons there's no cards left in their hand. They're out. I mean, there's no tools to retake this. Sound Barrier is going to be there for staying power. Profit can control this choke with Death Blossom. But this is pretty much all she wrote. DM can't get into position for a good Deadeye here.
They make their way over onto the point. They're on the walkway now.
Teleport
coming through. He's got the sound barrier. That Blossom is in, and DM is gone. Couldn't get the flashbang off in time, or maybe had already used it. Either way, there is no damage dealers left on the side of the Shanghai Dragons. Profit pushing his way into the back. Wraith walks right up into Gamsu's face, looking to finish him off. Hauled over onto the side, and Envy going to be taken down in mid-air. Now Coma gone as well. This is the cleanup from the London Spitfire. The OT will bleed away. As soon as they just finish off that pesky Doom Fist, DM up into the high ground, suffering, can't get that ult off as the barrier gets placed right in front of his face. No hope as OT ticks down. London Spitfire start things off a 2-0 on Busan to get the first map win in the series.
Very bad look here for Shanghai Dragons, given that this was the counter comp they used against Carpe and Philly yesterday, and London Spitfire running the same thing are finding better angles and more value out of the Reaper. Could be a big issue going further.
Well, we'll see how they adapt. Map pick going to be in their hands. Let's see what they select when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
And by Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Well, that looked awesome. I hope they actually do that next year when, when they go play in London. It might be very difficult to get the clearance to fly planes that low in the city.
Pretty sure Prophet already has his pilot license. There's nothing he can't do. There's nothing he can't play. You put him, if you give him a mouse and keyboard in the plane, like if you give him a Spitfire plane that's got a mouse and keyboard, I'm sure he can fly it.
I don't know. I tried using mouse and keyboard in some other games with airplanes, and it never really works out. Controller's usually the way to go for that. But London Spitfire able to start off this series 1-up in the first of 4. And it will be the map choice of the Shanghai Dragons as we get ready to move into hybrid, so we'll have to see what they've selected. There's no substitutions for either side.
That's right.
So not going to be seeing Ding come in yet. DM still remaining.
And the Shanghai Dragons, you know, I keep mentioning this. I keep talking about their McCree, right? And we are going to Numbani as our second map here.
Yep.
For real this time.
For realsies.
And DM has been running the McCree and the Widowmaker almost exclusively here in our play-in tournament. And because London Spitfire have found success versus his range damage so far, even with the Reaper, right, which is a slow-moving, right, he has teleport, but he can't always close the gap on ranged heroes. I'm a little bit surprised that Shanghai is going to stick to their guns here, probably a coaching decision, to not put Ding in when Pharah can be so relevant on Numbani in this meta. You could already see Prophet is running the Pharah here, one of his more historically niche heroes, but one that he's very well versed on. Hurag, who played it back when, you know, before the Overwatch League started. Prophet was a Tracer player, but things have changed a lot since then, haven't they? Shanghai Dragons here are going to keep DM in, but we'll be playing, I have to imagine, swapping over to the McCree here once he sees this far. Now, they obviously couldn't scout it with the Sonic Arrow yet.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. So let's see if he can get more value here. This is obviously a better matchup, more favorable matchup versus the Pharah than it would be versus the Reaper so far, from what we've seen. I think it's going to be great on the attack here. We'll see how it pans out on the defense when we get there.
Still can be risky to get that McCree into position. Fairly low mobility, and you're going to have those predictive barriers coming up from Gesture. Constantly block you, but oh man, a buyout. Nate, it's 3. And that will just be the cleanup as Bird Ring finds 2 final blows.
You can't take the left side approach on the outside, like the lip, you know, sort of approach on the edge there, because you're going to be under threat of Pharah getting concussive blasts off. You're also going to be putting yourself into a really nasty situation with halts. But if you go to this choke, you're going to be firing into 2 barriers, right? This is the barrier spam everyone's talking about. You're going to have the Orisa barrier, the experimental barrier, and the AoE damage from Prophets, Pharah, Gestures, Sigma, not to mention the Bionades. Like, this is a death trap that Shanghai's walking into, hoping that DM can get into position. It's a very tough ask what they're looking for here. I mean, look at the AoE damage in here.
Yep. We'll be able to halt one off that high ground at least. So Gesture going to be pulled back. Prophet, however, still sitting pretty up top, and Birdring taken down. DM finds the first opening. Rez, however, does come through.
Look at the angle.
Yeah, manages to get that Doom Fist, and Prophet in the back takes down Envy. And just like that, the tank line has been broken. Rez out from coma. He's managed to find that, but Prophet with a barrage does come up with 2 off screen. And that will be the cleanup again as Gamsu goes sliding down off the side.
You know, there's a lot of different ways that Shanghai could approach this. You know, for example, they could try to put DM on the edge. I'm going to watch this barrage again. They could try to put DM on the edge while they push forward with Youngjin's Mei.
The deep flank to the far.
Yeah, really deep. They could try to flank around and set up, you know, an angle where DM comes from behind and everyone else goes through the stairwell. But if you do that, you get caught. You just die as DM on the McCree. So you kind of have to force this frontal assault here where you're reliant on your own barriers. I have questions about this, serious questions. Look at the hole!
Yeah, looking for the punch, gets the hit in, Envy gonna be taken lower and lower. Bionade helps secure the kill. As Gesture takes him down with a boulder, kind of looks like a snowball in the icon there in the kill feed, but Rez goes through. Gesture just absorbs a bit of energy there on the egg.
Look at the difference between how much Gesture as the defender is able to do in terms of damage versus Envy. He has his Gravitic Flux already, and let me tell you, it's going to be pretty potent in that choke point.
Oh yeah.
Envy doesn't have his. He's done so much less damage. He's just been kind of trying to get that barrier out there to protect against all the AoE and the flanks from Birdring, because he's on the other side. The Crossfire Rocket Punch is so terrifying. They're taking the main approach now in the front.
Even still, a wider choke, but still a choke. They get pulled together, jump into the back, so the Nano goes forward on a Birdring, trying to help him survive. But it plugs into the back, catches 2 around the corner. They try to go for that Meteor Strike combination, but it doesn't lead to anything. In fact, DM just sets up the kill on the Birdring. It is at the cost of Youngjin. Murdering will be able to rejoin the action a lot faster than the May.
I mean, we're down to 40 seconds. Shanghai needs to convert this into something.
Yep, nearly looking like a full hold. Another barrage now online for Profit. Feels his way back, gets topped up, jumps in the back as they halt everybody together. Oh, the combo as old as time. Jester, or rather Fury in this situation, has the halt to bring together the enemy team and profits from it.
I mean, this is just insane.
Look at the stagger now on a Gamsu. Like, we already know you have a supercharger. Hit us all you want. We're not feeding you alt charge. We're just gonna kill you when there's 10 seconds left.
It's time for a miracle, Shanghai.
Yeah.
Or you're going down 0-2
Can somebody
potentially
even
here.
tag? They're still running their way through. They don't have that much mobility. They can't make it.
Nope. This is a disaster.
Oh, man.
London Spitfire playing this map like a fiddle. So easy to control the choke. Shanghai Dragons playing into the setup of the London Spitfire, the AoE damage, the choke, the bio-nades, the gravitic flux, halts, incredible from Fury. It's Gesture all throughout stage 4 we saw doing that, but roles are swapped here as Gesture becomes the first main tank player to dominate on Sigma here in the play-in tournament.
Crazy start for the London Spitfire at full hold. Now they move to the attack. Just need to take a single tick on point A to move up 2-0.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And welcome back. We are halfway through Nambani. London Spitfire looking to move up 2-0. A very dominant start on Shanghai's map pick here in Hybrid. They got full held at point A. Now London just needs to take a single tick, 33.3% on point A, and they move up 2-0.
Fury has been a huge boon for this team on the Diva all year long as incredible ultimates negated. The list goes on in terms of how many times in impactful matches he won the map for them by absorbing, you know, a Graviton Surge, a Blizzard, Dragon Strike. But now he's flexed over. He's been an incredible flex. You know, he's played DPS before, he's played the Hog, the Diva. Now he's playing Orisa. And as I say it, he's actually playing Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
He set up so many of those fights with his ults. Shanghai Dragons again have DM here on the McCree. It's a good response to what London Spitfire are running. But there's so much variance right now in this meta. If you get picked once, you know, if there's no res available, you really put all your eggs in one basket with this one.
That Rocket's just coming down here into the back. People smartly playing away from that ledge. Know that a concussive blast can come through from Profit and knock them off the side of the map, and if that happens, the round is pretty much over. MV trying to lob that boulder into the back to take some of these two birds out of the sky. Others aren't able to find the hit so far. Pulled off the high ground now is DM. Profit trying to displace more members. A little bit of damage here on to that enemy McCree, but Gesture already finds the first pick as Envy gets taken down. He himself will fall a little bit low, but Gamsu trying to duck and dodge behind that barrier.
There's the McCree kill they've been looking for, finally.
Yeah, they finally do get it, but is that going to be enough to stop this push. Looks like maybe not. Fury finds the kill now on the DM. Gesture still just lobbing in these shots. Boulder not going to connect, but now Kamsu eliminated. Coma, bionated, unable to get that passive healing through onto the Mercy, and they just can't even tag in.
Man, what a one-sided affair here. London Spitfire, utter domination here in these first two maps. You know, before we went into map 2, when I saw it was Numbani, I was wondering, where's the ding sub? We did not get it. And DM did not find the value on the McCree. 2 maps in a row. London Spitfire are ready. They prepared for this. They watched those matches yesterday, and they're coming out dominant. Profit on the Pharah. Feels like they forgot.
Huge performance now from London. We'll see you guys back on the other side of halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right. And by Xfinity. Xfinity X5 gives you the speed you need to game like a pro.
The Spitfire are hoping for a repeat of their run from last year's playoffs, and they look to be in championship form so far in this one. This London up 2-0 over Shanghai at the break. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Halftime, presented by Cheez It Grooves. Malik here. I got the crew with me as well. It feels like we just got off the pre-show.
Yep.
Just sat down downstairs. Now we're back, guys. The London Spitfire, they look for real right now.
Yeah, I love this though. I think we have criticized them over the course of actually the last 2 seasons a little bit for their lack of preparation. Sometimes they came into important games with very little of that. Now they look super prepared. It's so obvious that Gesture has been grinding on that Sigma. Fury has been looking great on main tank. I love what I'm seeing.
I'm honestly amazed, though, that the hot tub gossip that I've gathered has come into fruition. Honestly, the scrim
Is that a hot tub league?
Normally, it is. The hot tub leaks were that London were dominating in scrims, and so far, it's coming true. The Scrimbuck Stock Exchange, the stonks are up, ladies and gentlemen.
They certainly are. And this kind of is starting to legitimize the idea that London Spitfire are a playoffs team, that they really do step up when it comes to it. And before last season, you could have said, well, are they going to be able to repeat that kind of performance again? Yeah, they were mediocre in the season, and they went on this run. But London look like they are totally set to do it again in 2019. They know which matches matter. And this match matters, and they are demolishing the opposition. I also love the way that Gesture and Fury are showing us something totally different.
Yes, yeah, swapping around their roles for the first time. So we were bigging up Fury, saying, oh, what's he going to be bringing on the Sigma role? It's actually Gesture just playing full-time Sigma as well. But they don't seem to be missing the teamwork that you'd think a lot of teams would if they switched around those roles. The Wholesome team still been on point across the board. But I think that's a testament as well to how good the teamwork is for this team. How long they've played together. They know their game plan inside and out.
Now, the London Spitfire, they look great. They've been popping off But on the other side, the Shanghai Dragons, they look extremely fatigued, making a lot of mistakes, C9ing left and right.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is going on with them, though?
Well,
I think they've been clocked, is what I thought.
Clocked.
Yeah, they've been figured out. I mean, they had the disadvantage of playing earlier matches, which means London have more time to figure out what strategy they're running with, more time to figure out a counter to it. And it's unfortunate, really, that it's come down to that.
Well, that's the advantage of the better seed, though.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
That is the advantage of it. And it's up to Shanghai. If they were to be the better team, if they, were to move forward, they still can, of course. They're not out of it just yet. But it's up to them to be able to adapt on the fly and come up with something new.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that they have Profit over there on the Pharah. Shanghai struggling against the Pharah, as always. Crazy so far to see how well the London Spitfire are doing. But Josh, I believe you saw something there in our first map that was pretty interesting to you that you want to take a deep dive into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the casters also pointed it out, but we've seen a new ult combo being used here today. With a lot of the teams starting to play a lot more Doomfist and most teams playing Sigma, we've got this Sigma Doomfist ult. So I've got a State Farm ult economy where I want to break down how this combo works and what you should expect to see when both of these ultimates are online. So like I said, here I've taken the Shanghai Dragons using one because it was the most effective, but London have been using it as well. Here it goes. You get raised up in the air, slam back down, then the Meteor Strike comes. Here it is from FreeCam as well. So I've just paused it here, and you can see that Envy has used his Gravitic Flux, which is going to bring everybody up and slam them back down. And at the same time, Youngjin is going to use his Meteor Strike while everybody's just kept in the exact same location, timed to perfection. They're brought down to 50% of their health by Envy and then finished off by Youngjin. It's such a beautiful ult combo, works incredibly well, and it's basically unstoppable once you actually sync it up. So I would expect to see a lot more of that moving forwards whenever you have those two heroes on the field.
So if Grav Meteor Strike is the Space Jam, I'm guessing that's the alley-oop? What do we call that right there?
That is a great name. That's phenomenal.
I'm wondering what it is. Well, guys, it's time for Crunch Time presented by Cheez-It Grooves. We're getting ready to talk a little bit about one of the more clutch players in this matchup. We saw him pop off on the London Spitfire all the way to a Grand Final championship. That's Profit. He's one of the self-proclaimed kings of Crunch Time. And just listen to what he had to say about his championship streak.
저는 프로 게이머 생활하면서 이때까지 우승을 놓쳐본 적이 없기 때문에 계속 놓치기 싫어요.
When a new meta descends upon us.
Profit ain't playing no games. Please tell the people how good is Profit.
Yeah, look at the list. Like it's hard to argue that he is amongst one of the most successful players Overwatch has to offer.
Yeah. I mean, it's super early to say, but if London continue this dominance like they have so far that we're seeing against Shanghai, if they go on to win and win and win and win, you have to make a very serious argument that Profit is the greatest player of all time.
Well, you've also got to say that he has achieved all of those things alongside Gesture. They came up at the same time. These are their first tournaments they played since they turned pro, starting with Apex Season 4, and they have just been phenomenal the entire time. That duo has just been outrageously good. They are currently the best duo of all time in Overwatch. If they were able to get another championship win here, I know it's early days, but
they're looking strong. They're looking really strong. I love how much value they got out of his Reaper there as well. We saw Fusion running the Reaper yesterday. Didn't get that much done. Granted, it was combined with a Mei and not with a Doomfist like we have on London Spitfire, which just gives them so much more mobility and so much more damage output and so much harder to deal with.
Indeed, indeed. And guys, that was Crunch Time presented by Cheez-It Grooves. Guys, we got another half coming up. We have an assault map coming up. We don't know exactly what's been picked, but what do you guys think the Shanghai Dragons can do? Do they need to just clean up their gameplay, or are the London Spitfire just looking too strong right now?
I think they're genuinely looking too strong because I do think that the Shanghai Dragons have been heavily relying on Youngjin's Doomfist to clutch a lot of those plays, and he's not getting that done at all because he's just simply getting outplayed from the opposition.
One of the best signs of life I saw actually from Shanghai was in that first map, and they did it by actually putting DM on the Widowmaker. So they had to dedicate the Sigma shield to the sightlines. They had to take away a couple of resources, and they were forcing Birdering and Profit to chase after them as well around the map. And that was pretty much one of the only team fights that Shanghai won. That's pretty much going to be key for them, is actually trying to win that ground war and splitting up their team a little bit. It's the only opportunity you're going to get, because otherwise the team was just too strong. You're going to get rolled over by London Spitfire.
Right, right, indeed. Well, the Shanghai Dragons, they are looking a little discombobulated right now. They got some adjustments to make. We're going to see if they're able to make those adjustments in the next stretch of this matchup. Stay tuned. You guys won't want to miss it.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Pringles Wavy. They're not Pringles.
welcome back. We are potentially halfway through this series. Right now, just 2 map wins away are the London Spitfire after the first halftime. And they are looking dominant. Shanghai Dragons, close series versus the Philly Fusion, but that was a team that seemed like maybe didn't have this new meta completely worked out. They were really going back to the main Reaper a lot. Now you're going up against the London Spitfire with Gesture, the first main tank to play Sigma, and Shanghai just looks a bit lost.
Yeah, I feel like one of our analysts, Sideshoe, down on the desk, made a really good point about the synergy between Prophet and Gesture right now. They've been playing together since that Apex season where they went all the way, took that title against Runaway. Now, when you look at these 2 players playing together, when you've got Prophet on Pharah and Gesture coming in on this Sigma, you can set up a lot of cool stuff, but it's Fury as well who's helping set up Prophet. You don't really think about the Orisa-Pharah synergy, but in this meta and with how Shanghai is approaching these points, going through chokes, it makes the synergy between those 2 heroes actually explode. We will have a substitution of Ding in now. Yep. It feels a little bit late, to be honest with you, Achilleos here, but I think this is the right answer right now when you're struggling so much against what we are seeing from London. Mourra will be the map, a map where you can see Pharah, especially on A, and we have seen a little bit of dabblings on B throughout the season. It's a new meta, no one knows what Mourra holds for Pharah B right now, but I think that there is serious potential for Sombra here as well, so look out for that. It's one of his other better heroes. But it's time for him to save this team right now in a crucial match where they are getting dominated by London Spitfire.
Yep. Still have that 2-map window, or rather 1 more map until they are at match point. So a little bit of wiggle room for the Shanghai Dragons, but we'll sub in Ding now rather than wait until later.
Looking like a scout mission here for Ding on the Sombra to start. Youngjin on this Hanzo as well. Once they see what this is, I think they're going to mirror the Pharah because, Ding's obviously not the McCree player. That's why we saw DM subbed out.
Ding likes that. He likes to mirror the Pharah, but it seems like he's going to be sticking with it, maybe. Okay, now jumps back.
Okay, so
he's giving it some thought. But
will we see Gamsu stay with this Winston? Very interesting choice. Threatens the support line a lot here. They're going to just go straight in, diving with the D.Va Winston, then setting up Ding to get those finishing blows on the backline if he can get an angle.
But look at the jump around the back. This does leave Izayaki by himself. He's got range on his side, but he's still playing out the gate in the front of the point.
They're forcing the fight come in. Yeah.
Prophet taking a bit of damage here. This is some back on the Ding, but now nearly gets dumped. Almost finds that double tap. Follow-up shot here. Both Pharah's going back and forth with each other. Badoshi's going to be the first one to fall. Gamsu finds the kill. 2 members still going to be bio-native. Now Gesture taken out by Youngjin. Solid start for the Shanghai Dragons. Fury, Liver of HP will get finished off, but it seems like the Shanghai Dragons have done it.
The most interesting part about this is the Winston, and you put Winston and D.Va on the point, not shown on screen, but actually the neutral fight was won on the point because Spitfire couldn't sustain through. Gesture's experimental barrier isn't going to save you against, just Tesla gun damage coming out from Gamsu. They kind of got forced around the point. Ding had, obviously, the higher position there in terms of the Pharah v Pharah, so he had not only sight onto Prophet to kind of delay and deny him from getting back onto the point to fight, but he could also chip away at some of those members that were on the point themselves, kind of cutting the team in half. And the Winston pick here, unusual, but it really works out.
Yeah, solid start. Envy now going to be frozen as Prophet has since swapped over onto the main, but Ding with that nano boost takes down Bird Ring. Prophet going to be eliminated, and the only one that they can find is going to be Coma. Fury falling lower and lower. Bionade after Badoshin keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but he himself on that Ana will be eliminated, and Shanghai Dragons being reinvigorated now with this map pick upon a Mourra. Point B. Second tick nearly gained for themselves. Bird Ring swaps over onto the Tracer. Prophet under some fire. Falls low. Ding wraps around the side. Looks to get the finishing blow onto the enemy maze. Unable to find it, but now Gamsu going to be taken down. Bionade finds that one pick. Bird Ring eliminated, but Youngjin going to be gone. 3-man advantage now for the side of the London Spitfire. Seems like they will be able to stabilize here at point B. Can't quite get the freeze onto Envy in the mech, but they get the finishing blows onto Coma and Izayaki.
Just over 1% away from grabbing that second tick too. Feels so unfortunate. Great delays there coming through from Gesture. In terms of the ult economy here though, London Spitfire with all the swaps lost a lot here. Shanghai Dragons are coming in with a big set of ultimates, and the barrage here can help set up a lot of this, but Gamsu's going to be nigh immortal on the point. Once he gets in, he'll have the nano boost there as well. We'll see who Izayaki decides to actually nano boost, because he can also, of course, go on to the Pharah. So Depends on whether you want staying power or that sustain for the Pharah. It's going to be the Pharah!
Yeah, Nano Boost is in! Sleep Dart comes in a little bit too late. Fury's still going to be lost. And obviously no mercy on the 7th Spitfire, so no chance of a res. Youngjin finds the punch, Gesture taken down. He will get frozen, but there's no way to follow up. Prophet's still going to be on that low ground. Second tick now going to be snatched up by the Spitfire, and Envy denies the Blizzard away from Prophet. Absolutely huge D-Matrix from him. Jump back over onto the point where Fury's getting punched off the side. Still alive, sliver of HP remaining for that hamster. Self-destruct out, Gesture blocks it with the shield, but they can't collapse onto the Baby Diva to finish off Envy, so he makes his way back into the back safely. And Gesture is under pressure, now finished off. Prophet takes the thing out of the sky, it drops down, he nearly finds Coma, he's still chasing, he's in the back line! Prophet's on a Tracer, and he is wrecking your team! He gets another kill as Izzyaki gets taken down. The man stays alive, drops down, gets the mini pack. Can he do more? Can the Dragons play forward? No, they cannot. Prophet, the absolute hero on the Tracer, pops off!
Prophet, you know, someone we've heralded all season long as potentially being the best player in the world, even though his team this year haven't lived up to it. 7th place isn't shabby, but I mean, this guy, when you give him the opportunities to clutch and carry, he is going to make that happen. You know, he's not even going to swap off the Tracer either. He's saying, you know what, this is working. The support line getting left behind by the dive. When you're running the Winston, the Diva, sometimes you leave them back there, and he is going in to clean up those backline kills.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb nearly online. And what a crazy turnaround performance here from Prophet. Looking to deny that full cap. That's going to be the stick in on Gamsu. He's taken down. No Primal Rage, is 14% shy. So no chance to survive that one. Now Izzyaki going to be gone. The Shanghai Dragons will just have to abandon this push. Prophet looks for yet another Pulse Bomb.
Prophet's making it look like 2018 again. Watch this man. One clip, a Winston drop the Pulse Bomb on top, and Gamsu is deleted. Lone Spitfire have altered the composition now that they've stabilized to being something that counters what the Dragons are doing. They have the McCree to shut down the Pharah and the Doomfist. Prophet's getting the backline every time Gesture and Fury come through. He's also punishing Gesture, or excuse me, not Gesture, Gamsu. Punishing Gamsu when he does overextend in these fights without Primal Rage. He's gonna have it for this one. So he won't be able to get that same Pulse Bomb kill, but still, this man is insane right now.
Oh, near miss on that rocket punch. Jump scare there for Prophet. Just managed to elude that. Would have been a massive pick for the side of the Shanghai Dragons. Nearly have all 6 ultimates online. It's just going to be Nano, Pulse, and that Deadeye for the side of the Spitfire. Nano now going to go out on the Gesture as he jumps up onto the high ground, receives a little bit of damage to greet him.
Prophet going
the
for the
Primal
back
Rage is out for Gamsu. Prophet's into the back line. D-Matrix chewing up a lot of the damage. He gets forced on the recall. Deadeye is out. Doesn't find any kills. Softens up a couple members. But oh man, the Wombo combo, Bedosian and Birdring both come in, take down Ding out of the skies. Prophet around the backside, picks up that Mega Pack to keep himself safe. In the meantime, Coma finds the res onto the Pharah, puts it back into the fight. Envy drops the bomb, but it lands behind the Lantern. So not really a great angle, and Prophet finds another kill in the back line. Izzyaki eliminated. Bionade now on the Gamsu, he'll get finished off. Ding is up top, he's looking for the finish, but Prophet is there to save Birdring. They keep him alive, and now we're down under a minute for the Shanghai Dragons. 36 seconds remaining as Prophet is just, you know, giving him some,
some extra love.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this guy on the Tracer. It feels like we are living in the past. We're living in 2018. McCree, Tracer here to defend. Shanghai Dragons with a late last-minute swap over to a comp that's a little bit more sustainable. Ding on the Reaper. Not one of his notable heroes here, but you're desperate. You want to get that last 25%. All it takes is one fight, but they got no ultimates, and Spitfire have the lot of them. Look at Prophet just waiting to punish when the dive comes through. He's looking for the back line.
And he's into the back line. They're looking for Youngjin. They dive up over the top, nearly finish off that Doomfist, and they wail. Prophet finds a shot. Gesture gets a Nano. He pops a Primal. Will be slugged and taken out, but they lose him back onto Envy. Prophet finishes him off. The Pulse Bomb not going to connect, but it does not matter because Izzyaki has already been eliminated. The Self-Destruct now up into the air here for Fury. Prophet will finish off Gamsu. Nothing he could do but sit there and wait for the impending death. They clean them up. The OT will tick away. 76.1% accrued on point B for the Shanghai Dragons. But despite the massive timing at the start, they cannot finish Hani Mourra.
London Spitfire and Prophet say you're going to go back in time. You're going to run dive. You're going to run Winston Diva. You're going to leave your supports vulnerable. I'm going to punish that every time. Prophet with a massive, amazing Tracer performance here to hold B.
Clutch is the name of the game, and Prophet lives up to it. But guys, we got another half of Hani Mourra coming at you in just a bit.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Now taking another look at Profit, just absolute domination on the Tracer to save this push.
This was the round-saving defense here.
Yeah.
Look at Envy trying his best to save Izayaki there with the defense matrix. Profit has no fear. Remember, Profit is a player who built his entire career before Overwatch League on Tracer. Went to the Apex Season 4 Finals. No playtime on Genji before that. Gets Finals MVP on Genji. We go to the Overwatch League 2018, the inaugural season Grand Finals. He pops off there, multiple heroes, the Hanzo coming through. Gets Finals MVP. And now we head into this extremely important match where London Spitfire have the Dragon's number. They prepared well. They've gotten things ready for the dive. They've gotten things ready for Youngjin's Doomfist. They're playing around Ding's Pharah. I mean, Shanghai looks downloaded here, but we might be looking at a 2-minute time bank or so. Had Profit not gotten that 3K there, and just absolutely popped off on the Tracer. Then he stayed with it because he's looking at the Dragon's comp and he's like, well, if you're gonna dive Winston, D.Va, your support skill up behind, he's threatening them, forcing Gamsu back. This feels like the London Spitfire everyone has been waiting for all season long.
Let's just give Profit the Finals MVP right now.
Let's slow down a little bit on that one.
Even if they don't make it, why not? Let's just give it to him. I mean, Envy already deleted. Ding does manage to find one, and Spitfire will be taken down. Birdering has to wrap around the backside, pick up that Mega Pack, but already the rest of Spitfire over onto the point. They snatch a tick. Quartermain going a bit too aggressive. They'll get finished off, but maybe they bit it off a little bit more than they can chew. Spitfire will get taken down and held off. So no first push cleanup, as Ding has a very nice direct hit there in midair.
This is a comp that, yeah, I was going to say, Spitfire are going to have to swap to mirror this because this is a comp that you're going to really struggle to win with versus what the Dragons are running, especially when it's Ding on the far, right? You might get away with this against some lesser Pharos, but not world's best, right? So great start here for the Dragons. This is part of why the map is chosen here for them and why they sub Ding in is for this moment here on A. B is where it gets a little bit shaky.
Down. No connection with the seismic slam, but Ding finding the better of Profit. Gets rid of him, and the pharmacy completely dismantled. His Quartermain as well will be taken down. Jump up into the air, Gesture tries to finish off Ding with that pocket, healing is there. It'll just be the cleanup. So Spitfire not looking too good so far on the attacks.
Yeah, this is a really nice start here for Spitfire. Now, we know, or rather for Dragons, we know that for Spitfire here, Birdring can swap. Like he can, if he so chooses to, swap over to the McCree, can swap over to Widow, try to knock this far out of the sky. But they're going to go full dive instead. Profit back onto the Tracer, trying to find Izayaki if possible, and also threaten tags on the point of reposition Ding from the sky. Because if he gets onto the point, Ding's going to have to move back, and that's exactly what they're doing, just repositioning him, pulling him back.
Barrage going to go out, but that was a bit wanting. Gesture, however, still gets caught in the doorway and will be finished off. Nicely done there as Profit got slept. Very nicely done by Izayaki.
Really good crisis management there for the Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
When that came through, they were able to back up, still catch Gesture, turn things around before they actually got to touch the point itself. Youngjin just going to wait here at the flank angle, and the choke is still controlled. Spitfire had to be careful because they don't really have any initiation ultimates for this push. And I don't know if they're going to get any either. I mean, outside of the Primal Rage. The ult nerf really hurting London in this situation with the swaps they had to bring in here.
Nano thrown in. Ding going to be going into the back. There's the punch. There's the execution. Youngjin takes down Bidocean, and Birdring falls as well. So punch through and Gesture eliminated.
A lot of people didn't watch, 2018, 2017 Overwatch, so we have a lot of new viewers, right? But in dive versus dive, the defender matchup is always to have your dive hit the backline, because when they send their front line in, backline's no longer protected. So that's what Youngjin was waiting for there. London comes in, he finds the back, just like we saw Profit there on the B defense. It's textbook dive versus dive here. But they've got the Pharah as well for that extra punching power at the choke, so it kind of forces London's hand. They have to commit, they have to go in, but then they leave their support line very vulnerable. Look at Youngjin, he's at the back.
Self-destruct going to be used to try to engage, doesn't find any picks, and Fury gets taken down.
Yep, Youngjin
was ready for it. Finishes off that Baby D.Va, picks up that Mega Pack, and is straight back into the action. Bidocean falling low, but Birdring doing some serious work. Manages to find two, but now Ding comes in with a barrage, takes down both supports on the side of the Spitfire. Gesture stunned up, eliminated. And Profit here, zipping around, has that pulse bomb online, but will be eliminated suddenly. Shanghai Dragons looking to answer in kind after Nimbani, after being full health. London Spitfire in danger of suffering the same fate. 10 seconds left to go. Someone's got to tag in.
He's got to touch this and buy time. He's going to spin around. Murdering has Meteor.
He makes his way over onto the point. Youngjin falls low, has a Meteor strike, looks to drop back down. They force out the overtime. Start ticking up onto the point. Pulse Bomb gets rid of Gamsu, but Murdering going to be eliminated. Jump into the back. Without and Silver HP finished off by the left click. Profit scoops the kill, and he's trying to deny the res here from Coma. Still playing forward onto the point right now. Just two members now, but Jester going to be eliminated. Fury rejoins. Sound barrier comes out. Quatermain shielding up the rest of his team as best as possible as Fury takes a quick hamster nap. Will get woken up but bionated by Izayaki and eliminated. Ding comes in. The Farah finds a shot with the help of that nano boost. Takes down both DPS members on the side of the London Spitfire. They are so very close to getting this cap as the Boostio goes through onto Quatermain, but he cannot survive. The Shanghai Dragons are not going down without a fight. They pick up a map win here on Hani Mourra. They are on the board.
And everyone's wondering, where was Ding on Numbani? This is the world's best Farah. Forces London Spitfire's hand. Youngjin's there to clean up the back line when they go in. Great defensive strategy here despite that failed offense on B. Ding just cleaning them up with barrages. He's getting nano boosts. He's hitting those direct shots when he needs to, and is just completely dismantling the squad.
Found him right there in the back lines. No supports available then for London. They suffer a loss, 2-1 the score line. Let's see if Shanghai can tie us up in the next map.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Zip Chair Gaming, the official chair supplier of the Overwatch League.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. Time was ticking for the LA Valiant trying to tie up Map 4 of their match against the LA Gladiators. On their last-ditch effort, the Valiant sprinted forward to the payload, but Roar's Orisa snapped them up directly over Decay's Blizzard, and the Gladiators easily took the last fight, and thus the match, 3-1.
Catch these hands, baby! The Gladiators have done it!
And welcome back, Shanghai Dragons. Putting up a fight there on Hani Mourra, full holding London Spitfire on their attack, putting that win on the board. So still down a map, but now looking to tie things up as we get ready to push forward into Escort. London Spitfire going to have their first map selection here.
Yeah, we are heading into, for our next map, Watch Point Gibraltar. This will be our fourth map here, our Escort map, before we go back looped to Control for our fifth map. First to four series here. Shanghai Dragons, no substitutions. Ding stays in On a map like Gibraltar, where you have a lot of open space, certainly some considerations to be made in terms of running that Mourra, especially the earlier part of the map. Going to be scouting, obviously, first, though. For the Spitfire, interesting hero choices here. Hanzo for Tank Burst. I think they're expecting dive from the Shanghai Dragons, something like Winston D.Va again. But I don't think the Dragons will give it to them once they scout this. Well, as I say it, it looks like they are. So this actually works out well for London Spitfire on the defense. They have the proper comp. Against the Winston here, this Hanzo is incredibly strong.
Yeah, I mean, fairly unsurprising as far as the damage dealers on the side of Shanghai are concerned. There's extreme comfort for Ding and Youngjin as the rockets come through. London Spitfire just playing on the high ground, will peel back, drop down, and then look to contest the card as it moves into the underpass.
This is Gibraltar textbook Hanzo versus Winston. When the Winston dives in, you storm arrow him, and you know he's got to get out of there.
But now you got one less storm arrow wall.
True.
It's not quite as impressive, but
Youngjin gets caught.
Birdring asserting his dominance.
Fury with a nice halt there to pull him out to make sure Birdring can get that rocket punch kill. Fury, suddenly like a top Ariso player. It's looking really good. Oh, look at that deny!
Really great
Not going
edge.
home.
Oh boy, fantastic.
Envy has
turn there from Birdring.
He's been so inconsistent this series. I mean, he really has. He's had some great moments. He's had some great protections of the backline. He had that absorb on Prophet's Blizzard earlier, but you know, sometimes he's putting himself out there a little bit too far. Birdring is there to catch him and get the punish play.
Sleep darts, boulders all going out, trying to knock this pharmacy out of the sky.
I mean, I really like the comp here for Spitfire because they can force the point into their favor if the Mourra comes in.
See the storm arrows used. Youngjin finds the hit there. Birdring take it down. Dragon Strike, however, going to be tossed out the side. Find too much damage, cuts off the team there for the moment. But Ocean gets rid of Ding. Prophet with the storm arrows takes down Youngjin. Suddenly this looks a bit more winnable for the side of the London Spitfire, but as I say that gesture, going to be taken out. Final rage pop. Youngjin res back into the fight. Fury kites his way back. Barrier is ready to go. Still has to play a bit safer as Birdring gets eliminated as well. Prophet now going to be swapping it up, moves over onto the Reaper to be matching with Ding.
This is one of those moments where you can see Gamsu's leadership in action. He made the call, he committed the primal, and they win the fight.
Prophet comes back in.
Nano.
But they don't contest the card. It still rolls through into point A. Spitfire giving that one up, so now significant time bank there for the Shanghai Dragons. Can they stop it as the card advances into the hangar and that gate closes?
This is a meta where we see a ton of swaps as well to counter what your opponent's running. If Ding sees Prophet on the nano boosted Reaper there again, it's like, oh, you're keeping this. So I'm gonna swap back over the Mourra in this open space. They can take high ground away. They can put Youngjin in a place where he can control these entrances here, these choke points on top of this shuttle. You can see he's just waiting to drop down and threaten that back line.
Rocket's going through his Prophet, plays forward on the ground. Ding, so just playing up on top of the dropship here. As it is just an all-out brawl at the moment in the stairwell. Meteor Strike going to be used by Birdring, unable to find any kills. And the Gravitic Flux doesn't really come up with much either. Ding manages to scoop a kill onto the enemy Doomfist, but cleanup is there. Several members on the side of the Shanghai Dragons can be eliminated.
This is a pivotal moment for the Spitfire because they're able to take control of high ground here, prevent, you know, Youngjin from just sitting up there and threatening to drop down. See where now the Shanghai Dragons have to kind of operate a little bit further back on the wall.
Yeah, but Gesture was caught out in the side room. Does get eliminated.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big because it's going to take them a long time to get back. And now they're going to initiate here. They could try to take this corner, and Spitfire just have to give it to him. Birdring with the swap to the Sombra. Shanghai back in control suddenly with one overstep from Gesture.
Looking to control Gamsu, it would seem. Try to get the hack there onto the Wrecking Ball so he can more easily be taken down. Hack, however, on the Doomfist works just as well. Prophet was pushing up, trying to get the kill, but can't quite find it. Youngjin a bit too elusive, does manage to make his way out successfully. Bomb into the back, have to hide. Self-destruct not going to be able to find it. Meteor Strike going to be used. Youngjin for a chance to drop down. So far, no kills going to be appearing here as Coleman does get eliminated by Fury, who will be taking a nap for now. Try to knock him out of that deck, but seems like they just don't have the damage to be able to do so. Gamsu will be finished off as well. Teleport up onto the high ground. Ding, 17 HP. Prophet manages to find it, pushes around the corner, headshots there.
Prophet's like, who flies far? Our Reaper predicts where he will try to escape and is already there. He teleports. He's one step ahead of where Ding was trying to go. Ding has Barrage. but there's not really much of a pairing with any other ultimate to set that up. It can be shut down by Experimental Barrier, can be absorbed by Gesture, and EMP is almost ready here. This is a fight that Shanghai needs to be really careful about committing that barrage to, because I think if they do right now, it's going to be very easily shut down. They need to wait for a nano, something else. It's going to cost them time, but I think that ultimate needs to be saved here. See if Ding can prove me wrong.
Birdring nearly picked. Has that EMP, they've got the EMP Blossom combo ready to go. We'll just go ahead, use the EMP, catch his 3 members. Ding not gonna get caught. Or will either of the supports on the side of the Shanghai Dragons, but Gamsu's still gonna be taken down as the sound barrier comes in. Prophet was slept, but the barrier helps keep him alive. As they go ahead and top him back up. Youngjin looking for the punch on the Gesture. Whips that one. Boulder not going to connect either. As Gesture now will be taking the map.
Can we talk about Izuyaki's sleeps in this series?
I mean, it's been really good, but unfortunately here, the last 2, there hasn't really been any capitalization. The last 3, realistically.
Yeah,
Fury, Prophet, and Gesture, no kills coming on the back of those darts.
You're certainly right about that. They saved the barrage, though. Prophet gets to keep his Death Blossom, but it won't be too useful, really, when the Pharah comes through. They have the Nano Boost now. This is the fight the Dragons need to take. This is the fight where they're going to have to make this barrage valuable. They're going to have to get him into a position, Nano Boost him, and maybe blow up the back line. They can't get him slept by Badoshin, or it's all going to fall apart. They really have one shot at this.
Okay, well, Rabbinic Flex there used on the entryway. Doesn't catch anybody, but Death Blossom in the back. Just to find Coma, and that's a very essential member. Barrage comes through. Ding manages to take out 2. The Bionade in his dying breath will be able to answer one back.
It's not good enough.
Seconds remaining. London Spitfire still trying to hold them back. Swap her onto the Wrecking Ball for Gesture. Ding now onto the Reaper. Cart gonna be touched. OT is here. Fury trying to survive. D-Matrix gonna be used. Dumps out that Self-Destruct, is trying to live. Makes his way back into the mech safely. He'll be able to rejoin. Cart continuing to inch forward as the Meteor Strike is used. Prophet getting jumped on full, dangerously low, and the punch follow-up is gonna be good. Youngjin looking to turn things around. Nearly takes down Birdring. He's gonna be eliminated. The EMP goes through. Envy gonna be knocked out of the back. Gesture manages to find one as Izuaki will be eliminated. Envy and Fury both knocked out. Badoshin taken down. Quartermain now gonna be eliminated. Youngjin looking to make it happen, and it seems like he might just be able to do it, and they can. The cart will glide forward on the back of the heroics from Youngjin and the rest of the Shanghai Dragons. They will not go down before point B. They get that cap a minute and a half back in the time, making already kills coming through for the Shanghai Dragons.
This is great for Shanghai Dragons. Birdwing used the EMP there. He was so close to it. If he had gotten it just a few seconds before, would have been amazing for them. Still gets it off, but the Spitfire just cannot, with the composition they're running, the delay comp they're running, stick back to the point. They wanted to commit everything to getting that B hold, so they could get the, pretty easy push to victory to put them on the match point. A lot of swaps coming through here for the Spitfire. Birdwing back onto the McCree here.
Self-destruct in behind, looking to find a pick, and they do. Gesture taken out, and now Youngjin absolutely smacks Fury into the wall. Birdring will be able to find a kill as the cart continues to advance. Spitfire just unable to play forward. They don't have those tanks reset and in position.
This is a snowball that's really bad for London. They cannot allow this to happen, but London just getting caught here. There's the hack.
Hurted them quite a bit. Gesture now hacked, slept everything they got. The kitchen sink thrown at this Sigma, and he will be taken down. Uppercut into the air. Fury having swapped over onto the Zarya just does not stand a chance. Youngjin takes them out. Cart finally going to be halted here before the side of the Spitfires. There's 12 seconds remaining. 3 members gone. Spitfire, though, down to 1. Gesture can't get back in time. And with 9 seconds left on the clock, the Shanghai Dragons will be able to push through to the end of Gibraltar.
Nice finish here for the Shanghai Dragons. London committing everything to trying to hold B, losing ultimates, making late hero swaps, the Mei and McCree, which never panned out because they were caught and staggered. Shanghai never relenting, never giving up distance, having that full control over those respawns meant the cart kept rolling and they kept getting picks. When you have a composition like what the Dragons are running, you've got a Doomfist that can help lock in these kills. You're running Dive where you have the Winston and D.Va. You could chase down anyone, you can lock down anyone if they get caught out, and London can't just wait for 6, Somebody in the spawn spamming group up in your ranked games, right? You can't do that when you keep rolling forward with that card. You've got to tag.
Well, Spitfire unable to hold them off, but still looking good. Still have the lead in the series. It's all there. Have their skin ready to go. That Winston Spitfire skin after winning the inaugural season. They want another one. They want to put another skin on the board, much like we've seen from a lot of other teams and other esports just absolutely dominating that market. They kind of want to corner it and have the monopoly. Walk away with another one. I actually don't know what London would go for the second time.
Yeah,
or what they would get, rather. Just give Prophet his own skin, I suppose.
Prophet needs 4 different skins, so.
Yeah, what do you choose? I guess Tracer would be the most iconic for him, but.
Well, I mean, looking into this attack right now for London Spitfire, I mean, it's not terrible. 9 seconds the time bank, fairly weak for the Dragons, but they did get completion, so you've got that extra stress.
I mean, just yesterday versus Philadelphia, we saw extra innings on Gibraltar, so
much to Carpe's dismay.
Yeah. Didn't make it very far in the OT, as it turned out.
Prophet on the Reaper here. I don't know how long he'll stick with that, but if he can get a nice flank angle, this can be quite strong against what the Dragons are running.
A lot of damage pushed forward there onto Youngjin.
They're actually just going to operate on the cart. They're not going to try to flank. They're just going to try to force this into a position where Dragons just can't go toe-to-toe to them in this choke with the Reaper here. They're just kind of bunkering up on the cart. And Dragons have to kind of poke at the edges.
Ooh. Aggressive TP there from Prophet. Sees how many members are hovering around. Says, nah, I'm just going to drop down. He's wrapping around the stairwell. As Birdering looks for a way into back. Sees Coma. So I'm not going to try to deal with that one. Ooh, jumps straight in front of the boulder. That one was not meant for him, but takes it all the same. If he can be forced off the high ground, but again, Youngjin comes in, finds that punch, same spot as we saw from Shanghai's attack, and gets rid of Birdering.
So, you know, I mentioned earlier, how much value can they get out of the Reaper with Prophet on this? So they're trying to do it, you know, obviously in the choke, in the car wash as we call it, but I don't know if that's really going to pan out here now that they've lost control of the cart. Lacking a lot of range damage here, and the hacks are real. Ding is threatening the backline every time they try to commit in.
Yep, Immortality Field now going to be used. Prophet now finds his back angle. Will be slept, but the damage is done. He finds 2 kills. Youngjin takes him out, but is that going to be enough? Punched over onto the side. Birdering with the left clicks comes up. Manages to find the kill with a hand cannon. Just gently pushes Gamsu up to the top, but Badoshin says, no, we're not going to leave him there.
Prophet
finishes him off.
Using the Immortality Field from Coma against the Dragons, knowing that if they're going to commit to that choke, they're going to use the Immortality Field. He has an angle. He has the ability to come from behind there as it fades away. Great play there on the Reaper.
EMP out, manages to find 4. Birdering going to be stunned up there for the moment. Now still going to be hacked. Waterman and Fury both eliminated. Prophet manages to find 1 as his Yaki gets taken down, but the Nano Boost was already used, and Birdering does get eliminated. See? Killing blows coming through now, though. Gesture finding 1. Desperately trying to get the hack here is Ding. Finally manages to find it. Gesture and Prophet both just trying to kite their way back.
That's the kind of fight that London was looking for on their B defense, where they had EMP to delay, get those spawns coming through, and hold it right at the point itself. This is A, obviously, we're talking about here, but because Ding was running the Stormbird earlier, he had the EMP faster than Birdring did. And that's what the fight could have looked like for the Spitfire just previously. They've been able to make that happen. Great setup here for the Dragons now.
Yep. Already looking like it might be shy of 3 minutes if they can push into A. Really limiting their time. Meteor Strike's ready to go. Was maybe looking for Fury, but instead they get the halt in. Quatermain gets taken down. Youngjin smashing him from above. Prophet goes ahead. Wraith walks out, has that Death Blossom ready to go. Youngjin going to be eliminated. A lot of pressure now alleviated, but as they say that, Izayaki comes up with a crucial kill. Birdring gets a bit of revenge there for his DPS duo, but he himself does get eliminated. Cart's still going to be contested, just 0.21 meters away. Envy, however, all on his lonesome, does not stand a chance. Fury is going to be burning them down, but 3:05 remaining in the time bank for the London Spitfire. They still have to make it to B, and then they have to finish the map.
Yeah. Ding, you're getting a lot more EMP charge there too during the delay. So that's going to be, I think, one of their big win conditions going forward here if they can set it up for the contest on B. If they can delay for 2 minutes here, he may use it earlier than that if there's a good opportunity to. He can certainly turn Old Economy on its head. Flux committed.
Yeah, Flux does come out. Couple members going to be pushed up into the air. Guess you're just trying to keep everybody safe, and so far no one going to be taken down. Nano Boost was used by Badoshin in that moment. Gamsu taking a nap, Envy bionated, falling lower, and Birdring pushes forward, manages to find that kill. As Ding nearly gets taken down with that EMP ready to go. Card at the moment going to be stopped up, but sound barrier used by Quatermain. They want to push this in right now, but the EMP comes in, deletes those shields, manages to find 5 members. Bionade now out on the Fury. Means that he will go down. The trade, though, a 2-for-2 exchange. Spitfire still trying to play forward. Coma going to be eliminated. The stun connects onto Envy. Throws out that barrier as he tries to stay alive. Gravitic Flux used seemingly in a panic by Gesture. Doesn't find anything. Shot still going out. Tries to take down Envy. They will be able to push forward. Waterman finishes him off with a right click. Seems like the card might still yet be able to advance here for the side of the London Spitfire as they continue to pick off member after member on the side of the Shanghai Dragons. That will be the finish on the Gamsu. That will be point B snatched up by the Spitfire again. Next time, pretty much for this final stretch.
Yep.
Murdering will get, oh man.
Okay.
The fadeaway, the ultimate fadeaway from Envy.
Well, London Spitfire got a lot out of the Dragons there. EMP was committed, right? Ding's gonna make the swap here later. You know, Gamsu onto the Wrecking Ball, that's not what he wants. He's gonna have a late swap here. Whole composition's getting changed up, which is gonna give London this extra free push, and they're already ahead in ults. So it's actually a really nice way for them to, if they can win this next fight, kind of solidify that better time bank here. They don't have a counter yet to the Pharah, but if they can use the nano boost to force a fight here before making that hero swap for Birdering. Can't get picked there, but they do survive and back up.
It's looking a little bit dangerous there. You hear that nano boost tossed out by the Spitfire, and Gamsu will get eliminated, assuming the nano is on the Prophet. There we have the confirmation.
So this is scary. I mean, you don't have much to regroup with as the Shanghai Dragons here.
Yep.
They won the one fight they really needed to.
Oh, up over the top! Quartermain comes up huge! Coma taken down. Now Ding way into the back by himself. Very much at risk of being eliminated by Badosha, but as I say that, Young Jim alleviates that pressure. Gets rid of the enemy Ana. Meteor strike in from Birdering. Looking for a place to drop down. Tries against Young Jin, but he just cannot do it. Gesture, however, has been eliminated. Spitfire nearly pushed the cart in, or just 3 meters away. We can shove them off the point for long enough. The Spitfire could still push us in despite having a disadvantage as far as sheer numbers, but seems like they will just go ahead and sound the retreat.
They took the fight they needed to, but they weren't able to finish everyone off. Great play by Birdring to get, or excuse me, by Youngjin to get that opening kill. Birdring failed to get the follow-up there with the second Meteor strike. And things started to fall apart from there. Now, Prophet swapping over to the counter here to this Pharah, but it may just be too little too late. He doesn't have sight lines here, and a barrage on the back line could end them. Tie up the series. This is a really scary moment for London when they had such an advantage. They have the Gravitic Flux, nothing to pair with it.
Jump into the back. Ding maybe looking for that barrage setup. Nearly gets taken down, has to play it a little bit more carefully, and again, Gravitic Flux from Gesture, unable to find anything. Throws in that boulder. Barrage finds one.
Envy says
and then keep him safe. Envy with that D-Matrix denies all the damage on the Ding. He survives. Only finds the one pick with the barrage, but it might just be enough. Now down to 38 seconds. Bionade is out. Gamsu falling lower and lower. Envy getting popped out of the back by Birdring, who also manages to find the kill onto Youngjin. Gamsu now going to be gone. Ding gone. That will be the cleanup. Izayaki, the last one left alive. They get the team wide. They get the push in. Both teams down very low. 1:18 to 1 minute.
Timing difference here, very small. This is still anyone's map to take. Great for the Spitfire, though. It was slipping through their fingers.
That it was, but now we have extra innings coming up, so let's see who comes out on top. And here we go. 1 minute to 1:18 seconds. Spitfire will be kicking things off on this defense. Shanghai Dragons have to go as far as they possibly can with a minute in time bank.
1 minute, certainly enough to push through to A if you can win those neutral fights, especially with the ult. 12% nerf globally to charge time. You're going to be able to if you can continually win fights to kind of snowball things into your favor. Did not expect to see the Bastion Orisa here start, but I don't think London did either, so that's what makes it so scary. It's not going to last very long, that experimental barrier for Gesture, the Orisa barrier already deleted.
Yeah, she only HP bars, none of that. Gonna be lasting too long. Yeah,
Envy.
Prophet trying to make his way into the back. Nearly finds a shot there on Izayaki, and now pressure gonna be applied by Envy. Up on the high ground, Prophet fall low, taken down, and it is just a slaughter at the hands of the Shanghai Dragons.
Envy was so inconsistent.
Oh, what a start.
For the first 3 maps, so inconsistent. But he comes in, saves the Bastion there against the flanking Prophet. He just put the defense matrix on top of him. He saw the arrows coming, he didn't know where they're coming from at first, blocks that damage, flies up, takes Prophet out, forces the Reaper swap. Great defensive D.Va play there from Envy, and things are looking great here for the Dragons. They have choke points controlled.
They spot out Ding. Take him low, force out the translocator, but he's got to make a pack to drop back to.
Looking for Envy.
The Reaper, trying to push his way up. Quatermain going to be taken down. Youngjin finds the first kill. Sleep dart on the Prophet. You can see that they are set up. He will make it into that rank walk. So will remain safe. Shots coming through. Configuration tank nearly online. Ding going to be taken down. Youngjin, however, manages to find Gesture, punched over onto the side. Self-healing, now Prophet gone.
Uh-oh.
They might just be able to work this one through. Into point
Tank out.
Tank is out, up into the air goes Birdering. And as he hits the ground, it's lifeless. He is gone, Quatermain eliminated. And that is point A for the Shanghai Dragons. And it was so efficient, it was one and ultimate.
Achilles, they have EMP, they have they have Nano Boost, they have the amplification matrix for this Bastion. It's time for London Spitfire to consider other options here. You know, the Doomfist is going to really struggle to get in here without getting blown up from all that Bastion damage. EMP, the hacks coming through. I mean, this could go to B.
You've got 2 shield generators on the side of the Spitfire. The EMP will get rid of both of those. You can see Gesture EMP hits all 6 of them. The Bionate takes down 1. Youngjin, this doesn't even know which way to look. There's so many prime targets. Either way, it's basically a wipe.
Gesture's whole plan there was to get barrier, right? He came in, absorbed there, most of the damage from Youngjin in the opening moment there, but he got EMP, great EMP timing for Ding. We're gonna see the 6-man here, but the idea for Gesture was to build Gravitic Flux to contest B. After this EMP, he builds almost nothing. They will not have it. They will not have that ultimate here when they need it.
All right, well, back in, right here in front of point B. Kills continue to come through. Meteor Strike down from Birdering, doesn't manage to find anything. Ding cleans him up. Prophet finally gets rid of this pesky Bastion. The Death Blossom will clean up too. And now it's Quatermain versus Izayaki.
Support
the battle on the sentry. One more shot would finish him off. The Bionate, however, it's not enough. Quatermain sustains. He gets some backup. But Shanghai Dragons, with just a minute in the time bank, almost pushed through to point B.
Incredible
Absolutely
plays.
Huge. London Spitfire were not prepared.
Incredible plays there from Prophet. Coming around the backside, guaranteeing the kill onto Youngjin, then setting up for the Death Blossom. Stop them in their tracks. The game plan on the last push was to get the Gravitic Flux to use it, because that's what this ult was designed to do. Break bunkers, right? And the setup there on the point was so good for Gesture to set up that big Gravitic Flux, but he was denied by the previous EMP. And again, Prophet comes up big here on the defense. A very close call for London. If they lose that fight, the cart just keeps rolling. All their ultimates gone. 18 seconds, the leader in time bank, or the London Spitfire, as they go onto this attack to prevent
look how
the tied
close
series.
that is. Come on.
But I mean, when you go into this fight here, this setup, the London Spitfire, you know, how do you one up the surprise in terms of composition? You can't. And now you're looking at this like, well, we didn't prepare that strategy. They used it first. They clearly know it well. It's going to be a bit wonky here for this attack, and you have to favor Shanghai. I mean, you really do.
Yeah, just fantastic. It's just the ultimate irony. Before the round started, before the gates opened, Bedosian was spraying on the wall. He's got the Illidan, you are not prepared. It's like, no, it was actually you. You guys weren't ready. Shanghai Dragons, they were more than ready.
Well,
seems like they're just going to be trying to do the same thing here.
See if Fury can get the same sort of value defensively here that Envy did to keep this Bastion alive.
Just looking to break down. First barrier gone. Maywall, yep, denies a lot of vision. Coleman nearly taken out. Immortality Field does not stand a chance. They manage to find a shot onto Ding. Sleep Dart connects, but he'll get woken up as Youngjin hovers around the backside.
He just can't get in there right now, though. There's too much damage output.
Yep.
Ding with a swap here to the Reaper. Things are already kind of a little bit out of hand.
Well, they see another Sleep Dart.
Izayaki sleeps today.
Yeah. The barrier's facing the wrong way to be able to deny those, but Birdering gonna be okay. Drops down, goes mobile, but will get finished off. Fury, however, manages to find Youngjin. A 1-for-1 trade as Ding goes TPing into the back. Fury trying to chase him down. He will be safe. Cart getting closer and closer to point A at the moment. Mortality taken out again. NP cut off by himself. They're trying to finish him off. They finally will be able to do so, and Ding taken out as well. Bionade hit 2. Quatermain with that immortality field keeps his team safe and alive and in the fight, but now we're down 6 seconds. Another sleep, this time on to Fury. Bionade, however, hits Youngjin. Another immortality field, keeping the Doomfist in the fight. Continues to fall low as Birdring rejoins 6 HP and take it down. Ding! Long range shots with the Reaper, manages to find the kill. And Matrix is out the barrier, not going to stand a chance.
The Blizzard is up for London Spitfire. They don't want to use it here, but they have to.
The wall comes in, the Blizzard will be used. Ding dead on arrival now. Envy gonna be frozen.
It's
pushed
huge.
away from the cart. They do manage to make it to A, but there's still a long ways to go. 4 ultimates on the side of the London Spitfire.
Huge that they were able to force the Blizzard there, though. The Shanghai Dragons, that's one of the scariest things they're going to deal with going into B.
They have to be so careful here. Envy's got the Gravitic Flux.
Yes.
He can pull them off the
And
cart.
that will cause it to end.
Yeah.
So they actually have to be careful. The Fortify timing here for Jester has to be perfect. If he messes this up, could all end right now with one ultimate. Not to mention Ding's gonna have Blossom and they have the Meteor Strike set up here for that big combo we saw in Busan. It's ready, here we go!
Yeah, it comes into the back. Gravitic Flux is there. OT starting the deployment. They managed to tag back in, however. They stop themselves from being forced into a C9 situation. Bionade hits 2, but Koma gone. Youngjin dead. Quatermain gonna be eliminated, but Birdring manages to find Ding, and he's still gonna be alive. Getting that mild shielding out from the passive. It's not enough. Kamsu manages to find the kill. Freeze, however, there on to Izayaki. They finish off the Ana. The cart continuing to get closer and closer as Kamsu gets taken down here on the back end. There's no tanks, there's just the one healer, and Youngjin, he's all out by himself. Meteor Strike gonna be used. Koma does manage to come. The Blossom is in, but they have the D-Matrix with Fury, denies the damage, and Youngjin taken out. 0.15 meters left to go as Ding will be finished off. They get the kill on Nakama. They tag back in for a moment as Izayaki desperately swaps onto the Mourra. Fades over onto the side. Gamsu coming back through. They try to keep him alive, but it's just not going to be good enough. Gamsu finished off by the seismic slam. Spitfire, it was very close, but they pushed through on Gibraltar. They move up 3-1. Match point now.
All the eggs in the Gravitic Flux basket there, trying to set up for the combo. Does not work. London are ready for it. They win that fight. They were so ready, so prepared for that next engage.
Match point now for the London Spitfire. Shanghai Dragons have to get wins. Let's see if they can do it.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
And by Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Well, the series is certainly heated up here. 3-1 the scoreline for the London Spitfire, but Shanghai Dragons trying to stay warm, trying not to cool off the moment. They need to get wins now. They're at match point. One more loss for them, and that's it. The season is over.
That's right. It's been a very back and forth series here. That Gibraltar map could have gone either way.
It was so close.
I mean, if they had fought that last fight without Gravitic Flux or been a little bit more patient or gotten the kills they were looking for, we might be looking at a tied series right now. The map pick for the Dragons is Lijiang Tower for our second iteration of Control here.
Again, no swaps. Look at that. 5 and 1
apiece
for both of these teams on Lijiang Tower.
That's right. And this is a map where Mourra can be quite powerful. This is one of the weaker rounds, though. Full tower here for the Mourra, but we'll see if. I mean, he gets there first. He's got the open sky to work with here. What you call it a sky, the open air.
Yeah, it's a decent skybox for him.
Yeah, skybox, that's the best way to put it.
A little bit more limiting compared to some of the other maps that we have, especially on Lijiang, what with Gardens, but now Bird Ring. Gonna be taken out, so already good pressure here from the side of the Shanghai Dragons. Envy falling so very low, but they managed to keep him alive against all odds.
Everyone wanted to focus him. He got a big absorb there, got a ton of shields, and then was pocketed. And all the while Spitfire was focused on trying to knock the Mourra out of the sky, Fury's aiming at him, Gesture's aiming at him up there. Envy gets a flank, does tons of damage, almost dies for it, but it's worth it in the end because they keep him alive. Now Shanghai again have this choke controlled, which is so useful when you are running a Doomfist because you could flank, behind the corner when they pop around. You have AoE damage from the rockets from the Mourra, kind of chip away at everyone. I mean, as shown here, even the orbs coming out from Mourra can be quite strong when you have to go through that hallway.
Waiting for his opportunity. Bird Ring's gonna be the one who actually manages to find the kill here on the Ding.
There's no follow-up, though. They don't get the kills. I mean, yes, London gets that opening pick, but no follow-up on the halt there.
Yeah, there's also no chance of res, though, for Colmus. They can't put him back into the fight. Youngjin now going to be taken down. The res is there on Izayaki. But the damage is done. London Spitfire getting a fairly fast flip. 44% here, as they will tag in at the end just to get a little bit extra. Trying to get 50 on the board. Unable to do so, but they make it to 47.
Youngjin does more damage in that fight, but doesn't get kills. Bird Ring's securing those kills, making the damage more impactful, getting those picks, what Doofus needs to do. Looks cool to see someone come in and slam everybody into the air, but if you don't get those kills, kind of put yourself in a bad spot.
Yep. That's why it doesn't matter if you're gold damage in your games, if you're not getting those eliminations. I mean, it's pretty much all for naught.
Yeah, Youngjin double the damage, but no picks.
You can see Gesture trying to keep tabs. He wants to be able to get Ding, take him down, get that barrier in front of him in case that barrage comes through. Youngjin's going to be eliminated. And we see the supercharger gone. Coleman manages to get that res, pushes it for the moment. Gravitic Flux ready to go. He's looking for a way to use it, looking for a spot, but Comes says no! Pops the Fortify. Meteor Strike out from Youngjin, takes down Prophet. Gesture now under pressure, falling lower and lower, will be eliminated. Ding finding the kill, and Youngjin charging up another punch. Doesn't quite have a target. The uppercut there on a Quatermain. Weakens him as the barrage comes in from Ding. London Spitfire briefly taking the lead here on the first round Control Center, but the flip comes back through. Shanghai now in the driver's seat.
Yeah. Gesture a little bit panicked, I think, on that Gravitic Flux.
It's been a lot of panic from pretty much every Gravitic Flux from Gesture.
I mean, he was fluxed himself and then tried to kind of use it to actually like bounce back up and counter, but there was the, Fortify there. This Coalescence, if we can kill Prophet with it, it's huge.
Yeah,
that's what they really want.
All together, they get Quatermain Fury nearly eliminated as well. Good chase forward now from the Shanghai Dragons, showing some increased aggression. Youngjin takes out Prophet. Saying that this Coalescence from Badoshan might not be that great. Bird Ring, however, also finds a pick off. This one on to Gamsu.
I wonder if Prophet, if he'll ever get to use the Deadeye the way he wants to. He wants to try to flank somehow, but there's just no real flank angle. If you can flank and then knock the Mercy out of the sky.
Oh, punch for punch, Bird Ring matches. Youngjin hits the ground and he stays there.
Well, that's what you need. Opening now, Prophet's got the angle he wants.
You're looking for it. Barrier is set up. He zones them back. Oh, just hiding behind, right at the top. Sees him, but he's left out by himself. The shot's not quite connecting. Finally gets him just before the halt.
Yeah, whether he gets the Deadeye kill and the kill feed or not, he's done his job. When you get that opening pick, then suddenly he's able to just walk his way through. No more threat of the Doomfist, and then the Dragons either have to back off or die, so it's lose-lose.
Yeah.
Win for the Spitfire here.
I mean, you're not playing the McCree for the Deadeye. It's probably the weakest ult in the game, honestly.
At the moment, sure. I mean, in the meta.
Especially with, I would say even before the barriers, but now especially so. It's rough times for the Cowboys, but it just turns out left clicks, right clicks, just so darn good anyway. See Jester falling low, Gravitic Flux from Envy, manages to find two, Prophet Jester taking down Envy, is just filling the kill feed for the Shanghai Dragons.
And we have
coming back in, they tie him up, but now Shanghai has control. Somebody's gonna take the point, but I don't know if they can make it.
Coalescence trying to touch.
Nope, Quatermain taken down. Shanghai Dragons take the first round.
We have to give credit to Youngjin there too. That Gravitic Flux was actually set up by a really nice rocket punch. So he punches in from the side before the Flux actually activates, so they are slammed into a wall, so they can't just simply avoid and walk out of the Flux itself. And he gets that double kill there. London Spitfire kind of get caught in the choke. Really impressive stuff here from Youngjin. And these are the kind of plays that we're going to see develop through the remainder of our playoffs here. Play-ins, you know, we're starting to see the synergy grow as these teams have more and more experience with this patch. So watching this again, you know, if you can watch Youngjin, see how he knocks them into the corner there? And they're kind of stuck between that wall, that little thing that sticks off the wall. I don't know what to call that. Anyway, ends up getting them caught there, and then the double kill comes through. It's a huge round-winning move.
Well, shots already coming in. Prophet falling low, but he's able to answer back. This time the high ground doesn't lead to a victory. Prophet finds that one and just, man, drops down straight on top of Youngjin.
Yeah, and they have to mirror, Shanghai does, despite having the inferior position because they don't have a hit scan player. Youngjin has in the past, I mean, he's a flex, right? He has in the past played some McCree, but it's been very lackluster in comparison to DM. It worked well in Contenders Korea, but in Overwatch League, it's just not really holding up. So, gotta hope that this is gonna turn around here for Ding. He does at least escape from the choke.
Another direct hit. Prophet just waiting, gets those jets back up. Oh, 1 for 1. But neither Farah able to find follow-up. Oh, this time
Izayaki involved. Yeah.
He's joining in the fight. He's like, all right, let me try to speed this up. Finds the hits, but as they go back and forth, I mean, this just means that Prophet constantly has the ult advantage. He's at 70% compared to the 50 of Ding. Shots just haven't quite been registering. Youngjin, however, looking to make something happen. Gets rid of Jester, now jumps in, seismic slam, not quite gonna connect on a bird ring. He will fall below half, however. Youngjin gonna be the same, and Prophet's there. Nana puts down on both of these Faras. And Prophet will just go ahead and take himself down. Quatermain, not gonna be seeing the res come through. Ding takes him out, bird ring eliminated as well. Shanghai Dragons will be able to get this flip. 60% plus established here for the London Spitfire, however.
For those wondering how he died, it was the lights at the top of the roof there, the ceiling, that actually he clipped into, so unfortunate, but Shanghai was likely going to turn that fight anyways, but that really sealed the deal. Now the Shanghai Dragons have their barrage in the choke controlled for the first time here on this round. Prophet going to take the long angle here to get out, hopefully pulling the attention away so his team can escape.
Back into the Farah battle.
Look at the flank here from Gesture.
And Birdring jumping forward. Gopsu going to be taken out. Birdring exits safely. Looking for the next punch set up here. Not quite going to hit. Zones them back, and the flip is nearly there for the Spitfire. Meteor Strike now in, but Vidosha take it down. Envy finds the pick, and Birdring tries to get the hit there. But Youngjin's already gone. Gravitic Flux from Gesture finally connects, gets rid of Envy. He follows up for another kill into Izayaki. As they try to get the res, but Ding comes through with a major barrage, taking down 2.
And he had to commit the barrage there because otherwise Spitfire was going to get way too much value out of this. Fury was going to be able to sit in the corner there for so long, and they'd probably build 10% of extra charge there. So even though they get the flip for just a moment, it's not enough. We're going to watch this again. This is the commitment you see when you're looking at, you know, someone in the corner like this, Fury and Gesture. Gesture tries to block it actually with his absorb there, but he's not able to turn around quickly enough.
And I mean, look at this. We're back to just pretty much a perfect neutral fight. The ult's so very close. Youngjin, the only one who really has a significant lead outside of Gamsu with the supercharger.
Yeah, he's
but
down.
As you say, he is eliminated. They see the Ding segregated from the rest of his team there for the moment. The slow wrap around from Coma trying to make his way back over. Shanghai Dragons in the lead. London Spitfire need to get this flip, need to close this out if they want to win the series here on Lijiang Tower. Youngjin drops down, follow-up punches there, Birdring, reading him like a book, knew exactly where he was going to go. Except that the kill, but the res comes through all the same. Birdring says, okay, you res one, I'll just take down another. To the Gamsu, Ziyaki now gonna be gone. Gesture eliminated. Meteor Strike drops in, Coma taken out, but Birdring with a sliver of HP jumps his way out to the side. Seems like he will be okay, but we're into OT. Prophet tags in, forces out the OT, has to rejoin again, makes his way up into the sky. No one's killed him off yet. They say that Ding will be able to finally find the kill, but it's at the cost of his own life. Ziyaki rejoining, Birdring now gonna be eliminated. Ball rolling around here from Fury. Gesture comes back in. He's got that Gravitic Flux ready to go. He drops that one in. He's looking for the kills. Manages to find one. Coma taken down. Izayaki still going to be here. Fury punched into the back for the moment. Sunned up. Rejoins in as Gamsu falls lower and lower. Hovering below half HP. Youngjin on the outside. Tries to get the finish, but can't quite do it. Badoshi's still alive. The flip is there. Spitfire. They might be able to make this happen.
A crazy set of events. Birdring survives with 13 health. Kills Coma with his ultimate there. Then you see Prophet come in and get a pick, and then they just slowly fight their way back. Fury on the Wrecking Ball, just buying time. Badoshin with the extra healing. Ding, he's almost gonna have a barrage. We will see someone touch Gamsu, who's gonna have to be the one.
They've got so much space buying ultimates on the side of the Shanghai Dragons, but as I said, that Envy can be taken down.
The cap, they're getting the cap. Okay, they have to come in.
Yep. Spitfire still in control, 100%. Somebody's got tag and no one does it. Oh, man. Again, Gamsu cannot make it to the point in time. Spitfire, they keep the hopes alive of closing out the series right here, right now. Taking out the one final round on Lishong Tower. Gardens will settle it all.
Gamsu and Ding were trying to flip the point, kind of back cap it to a certain extent. They knew they weren't going to win the map off of that, but getting the flip would have bought them a lot of time. And the rest of the Shanghai Dragons were looking to regroup, but heroics on the side of Prophet and Birdring there. I mean, I cannot believe Birdring survives 13 health, gets the kill on Coma, then gets healed up by Badoshin, comes back in. The Mourra healing, insane. And they're able to win a scrappy fight that, by all means, Shanghai should have had locked up. We should be looking at a 2-3 score here, but again, Prophet, Birdring make miracles happen. We will see the mirrored composition again here, with the exception of Gamsu on the Wrecking Ball. That's where we started the season when he joined this squad. Took some time to adapt.
Yeah, tank line changing it up a little bit will be the Wrecking Ball and the Diva. Oh, Prophet. It's a drop low, get that healing through.
You have a lot more
for his safety.
A lot more safety with the Diva.
Yep. Trying to find the focus fire there on a Gamsu. Birdring, however, looking the wrong way. Youngjin came in from behind, got the punch off. Manages to find that kill. Now, Gesture as well going to be going down. Really great start for the Shanghai Dragons. And Youngjin especially, who ensures this first cap.
It's really important, too, to get the first cap when you're running the Diva Wrecking Ball, because you don't have the staying power that someone like Orisa has when you're on the corner of the point with your barrier up. You've got the armor, you've got such a huge health pool. If Spitfire got this first, even if they lost the next fight, I'm sure he's going to stand there forever. Now, he's swapping over to the Zarya here, which is a pretty unique choice against what the Dragons are running.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, good start here. It's to help burn down Gamsu on the ball and try to set up for a big barrage fight with Graviton. They get that opening pick. Now they're sticking to the point.
Got Pile Driver in. Matrix from Envy helping to keep Gamsu protected. Youngjin now going to be hacked out, however, as the Rockets continue to rain in. Hack will expire, and he's still alive. We'll get top back up. Fury going low, taken out. Youngjin manages to find the kill. Punch forward onto Gesture, sliver of HP, and Youngjin again dismantles that tank line. Now jump into the pack. An exchange on the Anas. Prophet manages to knock Izayaki off the side, but the damage is done. Youngjin comes up huge.
This is looking really bad for Spitfire. Fury did a lot of damage in that fight. He's almost halfway to a Graviton surge, but unfortunately it's not enough. I'm gonna see Badoshin get this kill here. Look at this tracking.
Oh, why would I shoot you when I can just shoot Coma instead?
Shot both.
Have the alley-oop. Back into the action though. Fury takes down Youngjin.
EMP needs to be big here. It needs to be huge.
They have EMP barrage ready to go.
They can hold it now, actually. They can hold it here.
Oh, okay. Huge from Ding. Prophet taken down. Quatermain not sure if he's going to be able to find a res. Hack comes in, interrupts the barrage. Ding, however, peels back, keeps himself alive, and in the fight for now. Gesture going to be using that Gravitic Flux, pushes Izayaki up in the air, looking to finish him off. Bionade keeps himself alive. With the help of that pocket healing. Gesture now going to be antied. Price is taking in the fight here. Ding gets rid of Birdring, Prophet gets rid of Ding. Now the barrage comes in, and Youngjin's gonna fall, but the sleep dart is there on the back end, so no further follow-up on that ultimate. 98%, somebody's gonna tag.
Someone has to touch!
Can they do it? No, they cannot!
No, touch on the point. Shanghai Dragons bringing us to a 2-3 score. EMP used there, they did not get value. What a fight for the Shanghai Dragons. This series is really heated up. Looked like it might have been one-sided, but things have really turned around.
3-2 the scoreline, still match point, but Shanghai's still in it.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
The Dragons are trying to avoid being eliminated and sent back to spawn, and they're giving London everything they can handle in this one. Down 3-2 to the Spitfire at the break. What's up, everybody? We got another game break going down here. Malik, we got Zoe, we got Sideshow. Guys, at Hani Mourra, it looked like that the London Spitfire were poised to sweep this match. They had held the Dragons at point B, but then all of a sudden, the Shanghai Dragons, they just woke up.
Yeah, and I think this is really exposing actually a little bit of a hero pool lack in the London Spitfire in that they are really struggling whenever Ding is on the Pharah. That's strange because we've talked so much about the fact that it's normally Shanghai that really struggle when their opponents run the Pharah. But this time on both Hani Mourra and now on Li Jiang as well, Prophet's Pharah just hasn't been able to deal with Ding.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into those Hani Mourra highlights. Like I said, the Shanghai Dragons, they came out, took point A, point B, they got held. And Prophet was going crazy in this first map.
Yeah, no, he really was popping off. And I mean, overall, it was a lot of hero switches we saw from both sides. Birdwing had to go over to that Widowmaker, didn't get quite as much done as he does when he is on that repro, which I still think does make them look a little bit stronger. But as you just said before, Sideshow, like there's a lot of swapping. There might be a bit of a lack of a hero pool at some point where Birdwing and Prophet do have slight overlaps when it comes to the hero pool.
Yeah, I mean, Prophet's one of the most versatile players we've ever seen, and yes, his Pharah is pretty reasonable, but he tried mirroring it at the beginning of this attack, and it just wasn't enough. He wasn't able to get through at all. And Ding was
weird
handling it.
How sometimes Youngjin just turns it up. You know, like, and once he comes online, it's really hard for them to stop it. They did try on some of the maps to actually do run that Sombra, trying to shut him down as best as they can. But, you know, sometimes it just be like that and Youngjin pops up.
And London Spitfire here tried to play this more divey style, and it really failed for them on Hani Mourra. So I think this shows that London haven't leveled up the entirety of their gameplay yet in the playoffs. They're not to the point where they can just style on every team like we might have expected from the first half, where we were looking at the first two maps and they were just clowning on Shanghai. It's not like that. They can't play every composition to this incredible degree. It's not like 2018 in the playoffs just yet.
I think many people will say that the Dragons just woke up and they pretty much weren't awake in that first half. Now, here we go. When we move over to Gibraltar, this is another map where it looked like the Shanghai Dragons were going to win, but then on the flip side, the London Spitfire were able to make that last push and take this one.
And that was insane. It was a never-ending push, honestly, and partially it was, I think, also due to the Shanghai Dragons just kind of feeding into it. Honestly, they kind of rolled in one by one. They weren't just, you know, like grouping up together and actually go in with a little bit of a plan. They kind of threw this one away, to be honest.
Gesture and Fury continue to be really, really excellent. And I've been very impressed with this tank line from the London Spitfire, but it was the Bastion push, and London Spitfire had no idea of how to be able to deal with it. They got totally rolled back to point B. Tried to set up a bunch of different angles to see if they could get Birdring and Profit in positions to clutch, but it didn't work out. And by the time the Shanghai Dragons got to the end of point B, I thought, it's done. Right. It's done. You know, London have thrown away 2 maps where it looked eminently winnable for them. And yet, on their offense, they run the exact same thing and then swap over, and Profits May does it for them.
I almost saw Izayaki pulling through the very end there on the fair. I was like, well, maybe.
He was in a 1v1 against Quartermain right at the end, where he could have clutched it. London are an incredible team in these clutch moments. That's one of their greatest strengths. But I'm worried that it's getting to these clutch moments. Yeah. I'm anxious watching the London Spitfire, because it seems like they're playing great Overwatch up until they don't, and then a map just disappears right in front of their eyes.
Yeah, it's like their spectrum is crazy. They're either really good or really bad. Speaking of which, let's go to Lijiang Tower. 2 of those rounds, the Spitfire looked pretty bad. 1 of those rounds, they look pretty good. What's up with that?
See, again, it all comes down to the direct matchups they're having. Facing off against Ding Svara, I think they just didn't really have an answer. Even if they answered with another Pharah, Profit was just always a little bit worse. I think his entirety of his job was to shut down Ding, and he did not distract him enough to actually shut him down.
And I think that's the big issue, right? At the beginning, they had this setup where the idea is the Prophet man marks Ding and really is on him the entire time. But you've got a very general player with a deep hero pool like Prophet. Sure, MVP caliber player, but not a specialist like Ding is. And when you've got Youngjin on the floor running rampant on the Doomfist as well, this is the combo that's going to win Shanghai Dragons games. This Doomfist, this Pharah. That's how they won Hani Mourra as well. So looking forward to the next few games. I was going to say the second half, but that's not the case. Looking forward to the next few maps that they've got coming up. They want to get away from anywhere that Ding can play the Pharah and anywhere that Youngjin can play the Doom.
I mean, they tried, really, with the plan of having Profit taking care of Ding on the Pharah, or at least keep him distracted, even if you're not winning that 1v1 in the air battle. They also had Birdring on the floor on Zombar trying to shut down Youngjin's Doomfist. They just, on both sides, they didn't get it done.
Right, I think this game is showing how paramount it is to specialize in specific characters, as Ding is on Pharah. But guys, earlier we asked fans which team they thought was most likely to advance from the play-in tournament. So let's check out the results. We got a ton of tweets in there. And it looks like the London Spitfires, who everybody's thinking that the reigning champions are going to make it into the playoffs. And coming in second, the Guangzhou Charge. No surprise, these are the 2 teams everybody are favoring.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, London and Guangzhou are looking really good to be able to take this as well. But you see that Shanghai are actually much more favored in everybody's voting than Seoul is as well. So this game, although it could be an incredible upset, because everyone thinks London's going to go through, 34% of people. Right. But people still have a bit of faith in Shanghai.
All right, and taking a look at a few tweets, I doubt Birdwing's ability on Doomfist. Meanwhile, the Charge have never looked hotter.
Ooh, and that would be like a fair take, but I think Birdring's been really good on Doomfist. He's done his role. He's been effective tonight.
Right, and we have Daniel here, who also has some faith in the Guangzhou Charge after they destroyed Chengdu last night, as he put it.
I don't know if that's a bar you want to say. Like, Chengdu that's a 50-50.
They're a bit of a crazy team. They're all over the place.
Right. Bring in playoff London. I like that. And we have Boy Tisoy here, who's a believer in the Shanghai Dragons. So, I mean, they're not out of this game yet. They can still get back into it. They might be down a map, but they only need 2 more maps to advance.
Yeah, and they look so much more in it now than they did originally as well. When we were 2-0 up in the series for London Spitfire, that looked so dominant when we took a break from the game there. But now it really is anybody's game, I think.
All right, so map 6, it's a hybrid map. What map would you go with if you're the London Spitfire right now? Would you pick Kings Row? Would you pick Eichenwald? What's the move right here?
Much like our teams yesterday, I would go with Kings Row, Kings Row, and Kings Row. Because
we can do it 3 times this time. That'd be great.
Because you want to try and get away from Ding's Farah, in my opinion. And Eichenwald is a great map where he's going to have a lot of value on the Farah. So you want to get to Kings Row where, sure, there are opportunities to play the Farah, but you can just let Prophet and Birdring dominate on the ground with whatever they want to play. The Maid, the Reaper, the Doomfist, they'll have so much more success.
All right, well, guys, London Spitfire just 1 map away from advancing. Can the Shanghai Dragons pull it back? They've woken up, and we got a game on our hands, so stay tuned. We got map 6 and the conclusion of the match coming up.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Everyone get on the object.
And welcome back. Bring it down to the wire here, nearly going the distance. Game 6 getting ready to come up. Shanghai Dragons holding on still. A map down. But the Spitfire retain that match point presence, but Shanghai Dragons looking hotter and hotter after that win on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, Ding's coming up big on the Farah. Youngjin is working really well with him on the Doomfist. And London Spitfire is slipping a little bit in some of these team fights. Taking a look at where we're headed, it will be Kings Row, one of the oldest and most standard maps you would want to play on.
Yep.
Going to be London's map choice this time around, taking it back home. We will see.
Happy.
Yeah, we will see if they can close this one out here, because it looked compelling at the beginning of the series. A 2-0 lead. Team looked like they had their playoff armor back on again. They're 6-1 on this map.
Yeah, that's super dominant here. Dragons have a losing record.
And London Spitfire, you know, I kind of agree with what Sideshow was alluding to earlier, is that, you know, running the Reaper May, kind of just circumventing the Shanghai Dragons, finding their openings, finding their windows, seem to be what they're having the most success with. But now that Ding's in the roster, you have to consider the Farah factor. And it's very difficult to play against. They will run the Hanzo Mei defense, and once this is scouted, I think we will see the Farah. There it is, before I can even finish. Ding's already like, well, this is not a good answer to my Farah.
I mean, it's death taxes and Ding on Farah Wolves.
Yes, those are the only things we know.
Yeah, very, very unsurprising to see that swap. Any excuse that he can get, he'll go for it. Fury's going to be on the Roadhog. See if he can yoink him out of the sky. So far, he is pretty much untouched. Prophet trying to get those icicles through, but hasn't quite been able to find the hits.
The Hog here is pretty powerful, though. If he can get any hooks, any picks, this whole comp falls apart. He's at a nice flank angle.
Yeah, he's being rerouted. See him pushing up here onto the high ground, trying to spot out. Youngjin pushes up. Does have to be cautious, however. Takes a lot of damage there from the right click.
Yeah, pretty tough 1v1 for the Doomfist actually at this level of play. You can get hooked, it's over.
Maywall coming in, trying to trap the signal.
Oh, look at this angle.
Unable to find it. Yeah, Ding up over the top. Fury going to be taken down. The help that Bionade there from Izayaki allows for the kill to come in. Finish off that immortality field and Gesture playing away up. Torch just disappears. Young Jin smashes him into non-existence. They're going to fall low, but the pocket healing still going to be there. See, Watermain just jumping forward, looking for the reset as quickly as possible. Point A taken by Shanghai Dragons.
Fury, unfortunately, wasn't able to really get anything done with the Roadhog. He had that threatening flank to try to punish anyone. We kind of overextended right as they slowly tried to push their way with the Pharah onto the point. But he didn't get value. He was kind of zoned out by Youngjin, and then that angle there for Ding was incredible in the choke, in the archway. Now he's got a barrage.
Yep, already set. Maywall gone. They halt them in. D-Matrix comes up to try to keep him alive, but while everyone is focusing up on that Pharah in the sky, Youngjin is able to just clamp down on the ground.
Yeah, Fury tried his best to absorb the majority of that damage, but you know, there's only so much you can do in a position like that when Youngjin is breaking the front line. And even though you try to absorb that damage, you try to set up for a nice defense, there's no fight you can win after the picks start to come through. Prophet keeps the Blizzard, and he's probably going to have to use it around this corner here to contest B, as everyone resets. No real answer for the Blizzard here on the side of the Shanghai Dragons unless they can get an opening pick before it's used. Nano boost out.
Use that one. Looking for something, but so far unable to find it. Yeah, Nano boost will come through now on the Ding. That'll expire. Here, Valkyrie popped by Kalma. Youngjin going in, takes a bit of damage, pops a Meteor Strike, and Gesture's already fallen. Looking for a place to drop down. Catches the so. Blizzard comes in from Prophet. He's stunned up there, trying to get out Gamsu out of that mech, but out of the mech, rather. They take down the Orisa. Unable to do so. The pocket healing is there. Kalma just hovering up in the sky.
The Blizzard comes through so late because Prophet was so focused by the Shanghai Dragons. Ding was poking him out, you know, we saw Youngjin looking for that angle to take him out as well. The Gravitic Flux combo comes through.
This is just crazy.
And you have to play reactionary if you're Prophet in this situation with the Blizzard. Also, you have to consider that Envy could absorb it if you're too aggressive, and it's just really rough. So, just comes out unfortunately too late. It was the best time he could drop it, but 2 members already dead means it's a 0 Prophet there.
Yep. See Youngjin barely making his way out. Barrage. I mean, an interesting use there from Ding. Not quite going to be the best position for it, but zones them back around the corner at least for the moment. Punch goes in. Youngjin constantly displacing. Sets up for the kills. Gesture gets taken down again. Drop up top and a Bird Ring. Greeted as he re-enters the atmosphere with a Meteor Strike. Boulder right to the face. Is Hiyaki going to be taken down? Prophet managed to find 1, but now Fury going to be eliminated. Bird Ring taken out as well. Ding finds 3. This guy on this Pharah constantly delivering for the Shanghai Dragons.
Bird Ring, I think Bird Ring needs to play McCree against this. It's too late though. The cart's rolling, they can't get out of spawn.
I mean, Gesture taken down as he tries to exit.
Prophet swaps, but can he get out here?
Can he do anything? He's over on the side. Nope. He's already dead. Ding's right on top of him, finishes off the Cowboy. Sound barrier comes in from Quatermain, trying to keep the team topped up. Fury joining back in with the Wrecking Ball. Ball's low. The lessons from Badoshin keeps him alive for the moment. Punch charged up, the knockup on the side. Ding gets rid of Gesture. He took Gamsu down with him. The punch is, however, coming through, and Ding still raining down hell from above. The barrage is there, but Fury says nay. Gets rid of him, but now Quatermain's gonna be gone. Badoshin eliminated. Bird Ring slept, eliminated with the Seismic Slam. Gets rid of the enemy Doomfist. Fury just trying to stay alive. Pop set adaptive shield. Hovers down to about half HP. Pile driver in from Gamsu, takes them lower and lower with the Bionade onto both tanks as Prophet swaps over onto the Tracer. Tank's gonna be gone. Quatermain playing up onto the cart. The only one here for the side of the Spitfire as Bird Ring rejoins, but gets stunned in midair. Take it out! They drained the clock down a bit, but it's still 2 minutes and 46 seconds for the Shanghai Dragons.
Ding on the Pharah. Again, no answer for London Spitfire. Best Pharah in the world, coming out dominant again. I think we're going to have to see Bird Ring commit to hit scan here, or they're going to have problems.
Backs against the wall here on King's Row. Let's see how London fares on their attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
And let's go straight back into it now. London Spitfire getting set up for their attack. Shanghai Dragons, though, steamrolling for the majority of that attack on King's Road. 2 minutes and 46 seconds in the time bank for them. Absolutely huge.
London Spitfire started the series off with a 2-0 lead. They're still up 3-2. Why does it feel like they're losing this series right now? Shanghai really changed things up, put Ding in, started playing a little bit more passively with him. And London Spitfire are not trying to counter this Pharah straight up. They're just trying to play around it, and it's just not working. Birdring starts with this Widow trying to find an opening shot, and they are going to swap to match the Pharah Doomfist here with the dive components, the Winston Diva. Dangerous game they're playing, though, here as the attackers with this, because it does leave the support line vulnerable.
Jump forward, seismic slam, a bit of damage in, but Youngjin just going to be leading Birdring. Now has that high ground angle, drops down, softens up Fury a bit, and he will get knocked out of that mech in the end and be at range.
So many rules of seconds for Overwatch. You want to get the second hook in the Roadhog, free Roadhog. You want to get the second punch. You want to transcend it second. You want to sound barrier second. This is no exception here. Youngjin just waits out of range, counters with his own rocket punch. Fury gonna have to swap to get his mech back here, fortunately. Gonna cost him a little bit of ult charge.
Oh. Slow push now for the side of the London Spitfire. Taking their time. Which isn't necessarily on their side if they're gonna be trying to match what we just saw from Shanghai. Rockets coming in, that's one. Can't quite find the second one, but Ding, close. Almost knocks Prophet right out of the sky. You can see already, though, builds up nicely for that barrage. 16, 17 some odd percent above Prophet.
Here's the dive attempt. Prophet doesn't find an angle with it.
They're going around the back. Youngjin trying to protect him. Seismic Slam gets rid of Gesture. Knocked up into the air. Still going to be all right. London Spitfire trying to find a pick. Hasn't been able to do so. Ding takes himself out, however. That's going to be absolutely massive. Can they convert this, though? Prophet slept.
Got a res.
They try to get the kill. He's knocked him in the air. He has not been finished off yet, but as I say, Izayaki will be able to get the finish. The res is there from Coma. So now Pharah-less are the London Spitfire. Shanghai Dragons have built up 6 ultimates.
This is a very reminiscent picture of what we saw in Mourra. The dive failing against a very reactionary Shanghai Dragons. They have the big 6, as you mentioned. It means they can counter this dive with Gravitic Flux. They can set up for a backside barrage where Ding gets behind and hits the support line. Wind Fury and Gesture come through. You can't just slow push this. You have to commit in, but that leaves you vulnerable. Shanghai know how to play against this. Here comes the dive.
Supercharger comes in, up onto the high ground, go the London Spitfire, but straight back down as the pressure is just too great.
They have to leave, and now they're split in half.
Pushing around the back, Ding getting up close and personal here with Prophet. Couple tags come in from Midoshin, trying to knock him out of the sky. Gravitic Flux is there from Envy, but seems like he's unable to catch anyone. London Spitfire successfully elude that ultimate. Meteor Strike back down from Birdring. No
He
picks
jumped
to be
out.
found. That's 3 ultimates, 4 rolling as the Valkyrie is still there from Coma, but Birdring gets taken out. Rockets go through, Ding falling so very low, but the pocket healing from Coma is just too much. They cannot finish him off. We're down under a minute for the London Spitfire.
Yeah, this is looking really bad for Spitfire. They've got a lot of ultimates, but converting those into this next team fight is not going to be easy.
Prophet's
This is gonna
gone.
be the reset now. Prophet's dead. Badoshan has Nano. He's going to have to Nano Prophet here.
I mean, they
on the
can't,
respawn.
They can't match the time bank of the Shanghai Dragons, even if they cap this in OT.
Gesture, when he comes into the point, he's going to have the ability to primal to keep himself alive. And this is the best fight they've got.
But Ocean's gone. This is looking like a full hold. The barrage goes down. Fury taken down. 25 seconds remaining.
At least it's a D.Va that's coming back late here. He's going to have the speed boost.
They're going to have to use everything. They've got
have
4
to.
ultimates just about ready to go. Fury can buy some space, as can Gesture with a Primal
Gesture's
Rage.
at the back right now. He's hiding at the back. He's behind enemy lines trying to come in and tag to start this fight off right.
They can't afford to lose anybody on this approach. 8 seconds remaining. The bubble already used. He's so susceptible to damage. Sunned up, the Primal Rage comes out. They manage to make their way over onto the point. Now the Nano Boost is going to be used. Prophet falling low. Birdring taking a nap. Prophet finds one as Ding gets taken down. However, Barrage goes in. Gamsu now is a Yaki. Both going to be eliminated. And that will be the fight for the London Spitfire. They're on the point. Envy's all alone. They'll just clean up that Sigma in the hotel, and he'll take Birdring down with him. But the cap will be there. 2.5 minutes going into the time bank for the London Spitfire. But they need the fastest street space push on Kings Road that we have ever seen if they want to get close to Shanghai's time bank.
This is Prophet taking out a nano boosted Ding and then finding this angle here just above the experimental barrier. Unfortunately for the Shanghai Dragons, sure, they got those staggers before that last fight, but they used almost all of their ultimates in order to do so. And once London Spitfire had Gesture able to come in, mess with the backline, get that touch there, they had the ult advantage. Now, as you mentioned, it's impossible for them to beat the time bank. I mean, unless Shanghai Dragons unplug their keyboards and walk out, you know, this is not going to happen. But at least they have an opportunity to prevent that 7th and final map here. The bomb attempt for the Far Mercy.
Yeah, way up into the back line. It is huge. Fury comes up with 2. They're not necessarily unplugging their keyboards, but Fury is making it look that way. Takes them out. It's the effective wipe here as Coma will be the last one to get taken down.
It's actually a huge double kill there from Fury.
Massive.
And even if you don't get the self-destruct kills there, you force the repositioning, which gives you a nice little angle. So the cart keeps rolling. Envy has Gravitic Flux here for a test, but I mean, I don't think you commit this. I think you hold it.
Prophet, he had TP'd up onto that high ground here in the final stretch. Gravitic Flux is going to be going out. Drops down. Quatermain's going to be eliminated. The res is there onto Ding as Fury gets taken out of his mech.
It's interesting they commit here. They lose the point. They win the fight. And this just means that Spitfire is going to have better spawns than they would have otherwise previously.
Yep, kills coming in on this exit, probably getting closer and closer to the Death Blossom.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that was the right move by Envy. Sure, he gets the kills, he gets the team fight win, but you don't have a positional advantage around this corner. You know, you don't gain much from winning that fight. You needed to win the point if you were going to commit, and they didn't.
Well, they're still playing the corner as the Coalescence comes in from Badoshan. Jump him into the air, Gesture trying to take out Ding, and with the help of that Coalescence, they will be able to do so. Barriers out, you can see them falling lower and lower. Youngjin in the corner, still going to be pocketed by Coma. Not too much pressure being applied to the Mercy at the moment, as they will just go ahead and retreat. A lot of space being bought now for Spitfire. Barrage goes in from Ding, unable to find any kills. Gesture pops a Primal Rage, just looking to gate everybody off the point, but the sleep comes in. He's down to half HP, but still causing so much disruption. Prophet now going to be eliminated. The cart continues to push forward. Envy tags in on the D.Va, but will get knocked out of that mech. Gamsu starting to advance, trying to get over towards the cart. Manages to do so. The Meteor Strike will come in. The drop down right in on top of the Orisa. Can't quite get the kill. Self-destruct from Fury manages to find one. Coma going to be taken out. Now Ding eliminated. The Pharmacy going to be gone. Punch goes through, but Birdring shorts it. Can't quite find the hit. Sound barrier in from Quatermain. Keeps everybody shielded up as the cart continues to inch forward. And being nearly knocked out of the mech. Izayaki doing his damnedest, trying to keep them in with those right clicks coming through. A lot of burst healing for that Batiste. Is it going to be enough, though? Self-destruct, unable to find anything, but they do not deny the remake, and he makes his way back in.
Wrecking Ball's out here. This is starting to be a stabilization.
They're going to be picked off now. Birdring going to be gone. 1-for-1 on the DPS. The Wrecking Ball swinging through. Gesture going to be taken down. Fury up into the air. Spitfire, they have to make the call right now. Do you reset it? Do you still try to go forward? It's looking like the reset is going to have to happen because Quatermain and Prophet both get eliminated. Fury now knocked off the side of the map. Spitfire, 35 seconds left. They need to finish with time in the bank.
Remember, we talk about draw scenarios. It's not going to be series ending or anything like that. You still need 4 wins. The London Spitfire here, they have 1 Primal Rage. They have a Bomb and Meteor Strike. Shanghai Dragons not really changing up. They're sticking with a delay comp. Gamsu soon to have a Minefield, and that can end things all at once. All right, Youngjin looking for the punch. If they get any picks, it's all over here. And we're going to a 7th map.
So very low, Youngjin taken down. Prophet finds the kill. Jump into the back, Gesture. Juggling around Izayaki, making sure he can't use that Amp Matrix. He can't use that Immortality Field. The kills are there. Birdring comes up with 2. Ding and Coma both taken down as Gesture rejoins over onto the point. Minefield comes through, but it cannot find any kills just for good measure. That self-destruct comes in. But London Spitfire, they finished with no time in the bank. A best-case scenario, a draw for them, so cannot close out the series here on King's Row.
That's right, and a draw, it doesn't end the series. Of course, we'll just end it with a 3-2 after that moment.
Well, we'll see if they can get the draw, or if Shanghai can tie us up when we come back for OT. And we go again as we enter into overtime rounds. 2:46 still here for the Shanghai Dragons as they get ready to go on the attack. Spitfire looking to hold them off if they can deny a single tick away from them for the entire duration.
And critically,
then they will force a draw, and they will still maintain their lead. Otherwise, Shanghai Dragons, 1 tick. We're tied up 3-3.
Critically, Birdring starts the McCree here. This is what we've all been looking for during this map. You know, we see so much Pharah control from Ding. McCree here in the stairwell, so he can't be picked by that opening Widow, which will be delayed by a Sleep Dart here from Badoshan.
Yep.
And he may keep it too, because, well, they see the McCree, they're still going to run the Pharah. This is really going to be a tough matchup for Ding into the Birdring, into the McCree on Birdring.
Oh, well, speaking of Birdring, takes quite a bit of damage there. As Ding is searching for a target. Just around the side, gets a lot of damage through Birdring, down below half HP.
1 single tick is all it takes to bring Shanghai to a tied series.
Yep.
So they're playing it very passively right now, looking for that opportunity to commit in once they get an opening kill.
I mean, we already know it's a map 7 coming in. No matter what, but that's a good start there from Birdring, trying to get Coma. He makes his way around the wall, but Prophet is able to find the other half of that pharmacy.
Now, Ding didn't commit to the Widow longer to try to get an opening pick. He's not a hit scan player. He swaps over to the far immediately, but he's getting shut down. Now is there enough time with 95 seconds on the clock to swap to a Sombra? I don't think so. Looks like they're just going to change up how they operate around this Pharah and run the Winston Diva instead here. Try to use the Pharah to zone the supports out, then commit in with the dive. There's no defending Doomfist here for Spitfire to punish that like what we saw earlier from Youngjin. So this is a pretty good composition here for the Shanghai Dragons. They've only really got 2 shots at this though.
Birdring again, taking a lot of damage. Deadeye is available. Oh, the halt! Rocket wasn't quite there for Prophet, but almost had the elimination. As Birdring does manage to find the kill onto Youngjin. Up in the air with the Valkyrie, Coma trying to survive. Ocean tags him up a couple times as Birdring continues to hover here on that low ground. Deadeye waiting and ready to go.
Yeah, the tank line split. He could actually get the kills with the Deadeye here if he can get underneath for Mercy.
Okay, sees that Doomfist, and going to be knocked out of the mech here with 40 seconds remaining. Birdring, however, take it down. Flashbang stuns up Gamsu for the moment, but there's no one else nearby to follow up and try to get a kill. Now Fury going to be taken out. Ding finds the kill. The Barrage still ready to go, but Prophet pops his first. Ding answers. Response, takes down Prophet, but swiftly gets slept by Badoshan and eliminated. The res is there onto Gamsu. Rabbinic Flux comes down from Gesture, knocks a couple into the air, but the follow-up not there. The healing just too darn good.
Gamsu so close to Primal, he's so close.
He nearly has it, 2% left to go, and he will be able to build that one up. Not going to be taken down. Birdring still waiting. Deadeye going to be popped. Bubble is there to block. Shot's not going to Guess you're trying to stay alive, but he's down below half HP. Quartermain, Biot eliminated, and oh boy, it's a draw.
It's a draw.
You saw right there, player camps, heads in hands.
Such a frustrating loss here for the Shanghai Dragons. It's not a loss on the map, it's a draw due to the great defense there. Birdring finally hard counters the Pharah, comes up big on the McCree, that new attack speed. You can see how powerful it is against a Winston as well. London Spitfire hold fast, holding strong on King's Row.
It was a guaranteed map 7 no matter what, but this means that Spitfire move into it still at match point. Shanghai have to win another map, then one after that if they want to close the series. Take a look at the top down here. Hovering too far up in the air where the Pharmacy duo cannot force out the point. We go again, match point still for London Spitfire.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
And by Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Well, welcome back. London Spitfire still controlling here at match point, 3-2. Shanghai Dragons unable to get a victory there on King's Row. Does result in a draw. So we have another map coming up. Map 7 now.
Yeah, and Bedosian, man on screen here, saving that defense there, sleeping Ding in that critical moment where he barraged second, and then prevented them from, converting those kills into a longer team fight win. We do have the draw on King's Row, so again, it'll be the same map pick here. Dorado coming in for London Spitfire.
Yep.
Attackers incoming.
And it's a map they're 4-1 on. They're definitely the leaders in terms of the win rate here on the map. But as we head into this one, I want to see more Birdring McCree, because you know that Ding has not been subbed out. You know that this is the proper response to Pharah right now, especially when you have sight lines like you do on Dorado A to really control the sky. London have been trying to stick to their guns on a lot of different compositions outside of the McCree, or rather mirroring sometimes too, but this is the proper response when you do see the Pharah, and I think we will just see Ding swap to it again.
Yep, even with the McCree, Ding does not care.
Look at the flank here from Envy. He's going all the way around.
Yeah, a bit bold.
I mean, if he gets a big accretion hit here, it can totally disrupt what they are doing.
Just playing this one out slowly.
I don't know if they know he's there either.
I mean, he's a floaty boy, so
Yep. quiet.
Well, they're very well aware of him now, but he's coming up that flank staircase.
So much respect for the Spitfire here, you know, shown.
I think at this point, that's probably one of the better ways to play this one out. Fury tagged up, almost taken down by that rocket punch, looking for another one. Constantly bullying this Orisa on the side of the Spitfire. Dragons get a lot of free space as the cart pushes up here into the marketplace. Shots coming through, ding! That's the alley-oop there.
Look at this angle too for Badoshin, or sorry, for Birdring.
Yeah, coming around the side, was trying to get the kill there onto Izayaki. The Bionade connected. Badoshin will be able to finish the job. Solo kill basically from him.
Yeah, because Shanghai's not really getting much damage done on this little angle, Badoshin can focus on damage rather than healing. And he's just helping finish off these kills via the left clicks from the McCree, or Prophet's rocket damage. When you hit the body shot, the Ana shot will just finish off the last part if you hit it right away. So, Badoshin is kind of in tune with both the DPSs here of London to shut down Ding's Spara. See, he's just under so much threat here. Nano committed.
Yeah, Nano used onto Prophet. Trying to get Ding out of the sky, finds the one hit, and get the second, and there's gonna be a sleep. Gonna keep him alive. Ooh, jets up into the air just in time before that second rocket comes through. Ding cannot find the kill.
Fortunate there. And this is gonna kind of hold the cart for now. That pick could have really opened things up for the Dragons. Youngjin, you know, we talked about it before, very rare to see him over on the McCree, especially in Overwatch League. But he is attempting it here to try to help shut down Prophet, because the angle is better. The defensive Mourra has the advantage here.
Both damage ults ready to go for the Spitfire. Prophet falling low, taking down Izayaki, finds the tag. Squatterman, can he get the res? Haven't seen it yet. Jedi was used, but Birdring doesn't find much. Res is in. Fury, however, bionaded, taken down, but Ocean falling low as well. Birdring answers back onto one as Ding gets eliminated. The barrage comes in from Prophet, finds Envy. Izayaki again finds another hit. Sort of him. Valkyrie in the back here for Quatermain, just keeping Gesture topped up as he contests the card alone. Supercharger is thrown down, so has to be careful. They use the Bionade. He puts up that shield. Now, see, that flux come through. Koma hits the ground. He's going to be taken out. Gesture finds a double kill. Youngjin going down with him. Pushing forward. Need to get rid of Gamsu. Displace this Orisa over near the cart, and they do just that.
All right, barely holding are the London Spitfire here. We'll see Envy get the last part of his Gravitic Flux on the way out. The coordination between the McCrees and the Anas right now on these two teams has been very, very tight. I mean, we are seeing both Anas getting Pharah kills here. Prophet's on the Doomfist now because he had to swap to contest the point. No time to go back now. So Shanghai Dragons have a compositional advantage here. They're going to have the barrage. And they also have, oh, well, that's a huge hit there.
Nice hit.
But Youngjin has the ability to flashbang Prophet if he tries to flank, so this is really good for Spitfire. This is a fight, or rather for Dragons, this is a fight the Spitfire is going to struggle in.
Gesture trying to keep himself safe. Barriers coming out. So much damage that he's going to block from pretty much all angles. Envy going low. Gravitic Flux now going to be used. Ding pushes his way around the back. Sees Badoshin, looks to take him down. Youngjin sets up one. No support now for the Spitfire. Birdring manages to find one, but it's at the cost of 4. And I don't think we're going to be seeing him come up with an ace onto the enemy team. Gets a flashbang stun here onto Youngjin. Will be able to get rid of the enemy creep, but the res is there on the Ding. The cart advancing. And Birdring should get finished off in the end. A sliver of HP for him. Shanghai Dragons taken so very low. Make their way into point A just before overtime. 2:20 now in the time bank.
Keeping the hopes of a first playoffs for this organization alive here. As Envy will regroup on the cart. I feel like he may go for a swap here. And for the Dragons, you know, you're still holding onto that barrage. You still have a really good team fight ahead of you as long as you don't get caught by Birdring. It is going to be Envy onto the Diva, which is going to help protect the squad against Birdring, who also has this high ground.
Punch there on the Gesture, looking for the follow-up damage. Get into the back. Oh, Birdring manages to find one, but now going to be taking an F and finished off.
That's why you got the Diva swap there.
Yep. Still got one. Taking down the Mercy is solid, but for now the cart is going to be advancing. Ding pushing up, nanoed out, going lower and lower, but Ocean trying to finish him off. He will just retreat as Gesture gets bionaded, jumped on. finishes off Izayaki, but it's very much a fight going the way of the Shanghai Dragons. They're making up for lost time. Minute and 15, but they're approaching B now.
Crazy that they would, trade nanos like that, but it works out in the end. Very risky what Izayaki did there. Prophet swapping over to Farah, not having much success on the Hanzo, hoping it would be good for counter dive. It was not. Mirage is out.
Yeah, looking to block that one through, but Jester's still going to be taken down. D-Matrix not quite doing enough as Fury loses out on the mech. Murdering eliminated. Yumjin with the uppercut gets rid of the Baby Diva. Already down 3 members, now 4. And that will just be the extended wipe. Rolling through into point B. 2:15. Shanghai Dragons certainly can make it to the end of Dorado.
Big turnaround here for the Dragons. Birdring is caught. And this is just going to be a free push here through this slow part of the beginning of the map, especially when you're up against Prophet's potential Farah. This is a big moment to get that free kill and then get this free push through. Prophet's swapping again back over to the Doomfist. They want to have that extra anti-dive here.
Oh man, so much damage even just trying to exit the spawn area.
Yeah, Birdring is struggling to get into position to really threaten Ding's Farah right now.
Uppercut there from Youngjin, denies Gesture the high ground. As he does stay alive and has that Meteor Strike ready to go. Primal Rage out, ready for Gesture. He gets stunned up, taken low, has to pop it in a panic. Comes back up here into the air. Meteor Strike out for Youngjin, looking for a pick. Onto the high ground here against Fury. Birdring again with the Deadeye. Gets rid of Coma, gets slept, and Ding kills him up. Deja vu, but Youngjin takes down Gesture with a rocket punch.
Good sleep there onto Gesture, and they convert it into a kill. Quadramain's trying to buy time. He cannot die here. It's be so huge.
It's Desperation. Birdring he's not sure where to go. Swaps over onto the Tracer, then back over onto the Doomfist. Prophet is over onto the Mei. Gesture now out on the Wrecking Ball. Prophet barely manages to make it into that ice block in time. Gonna be uppercut as the wall comes in, and they finish him off in midair. Supercharger thrown down, comes with a sliver of HP, trying to stay alive. The Bionade comes in, the burst healing is there. Notion gets rid of the Supercharger, the Self-Destruct is out. Buys him a little bit of space. Fury with a bomb of his own in the back, manages to find one, but cannot make it back into the mech safely. The cart will advance, and it will make its way into point C safely. 36 seconds remaining in the time bank there for the Shanghai Dragons.
Almost a full hold turned into a time bank completion on C, a steamrolling of the second and third parts of the map. Prophet never able to stabilize on a single hero. Shanghai Dragons leading the charge in terms of hero swaps, meaning that Prophet is constantly playing to their tune, whether he's running the Hanzo briefly to try to stop the dive, going over to his own Doomfist, which is a role that Birdring normally serves, but he's the hit scan player in this squad at the moment to try to shut down the Farah when Ding swaps back to it. And London Spitfire just kind of getting a little bit caught there with the hero swaps coming through. They're always behind in ultimates. Ding is just putting so much pressure on with the Farah. London Spitfire were making the right moves, but they weren't leading the hero swaps. They were following, and that always gives the team that kind of sets the pace a slight advantage. 36 seconds the timer here on what looked like it might have been an A hold. And for Spitfire now, you're feeling the pressure. The series might have slipped through your fingers. If you lose this one, go into control for the 8th map, things are looking a little bit hairy when there's so much variance on control. And even when you try to match the Farah with Prophet on Farah versus Ding's Farah, right? You're struggling, you try to hit scan, you're not finding the success you're hoping for. Shanghai's just out swapping you. Still have the advantage in terms of the series, and if they can get a better time bank here, they can absolutely close it out. But it feels like they're fighting a losing battle right now. It really does for the last few maps here.
Yeah, backs are certainly against the wall. Birdring taking a couple shots, not gonna find the hits he wants, so we'll just swap it over onto the McCree. As Prophet goes for air dominance.
No flank from Gesture's Sigma here. They are going to give away the high ground.
Hello. Wake up calls here. Oh man, Prophet barely dodging out on a lot of these rockets. Oh, just constantly coming through. I feel like I'm watching a 3D movie right now.
Meanwhile, you can see Envy is just blocking Birdring's damage here with his barriers, so he can't actually flank and take Ding out of the sky. Really great job by the tank line to prevent that. Izayaki keeping him alive.
Yep. Towards that nano boost as best as possible, but Ocean matching him pretty well. Prophet again takes a tag off screen. Hasn't been able to get much damage, as you can see from that bar charge. 14% for Prophet, 44 for Ding. Getting a lot more hits in.
He has this choke control and he has the barriers for protection.
Yep. You see the punch going through, doesn't have a wall. Help get that extra damage in so it doesn't lead to a kill, but still gonna be London Spitfire halted for the moment.
And just briefly, Birdring changed the focus to try to knock Izuyaki out because he had better line of sight.
Oh! So very close. Prophet trying to answer back. Nano was gonna be used. And the sleep dart comes through. They shut him down. He's taking a nap. Here. Do we see the kill come in? Rockets raining down from above. Youngjin gets the punch, and Prophet is going to be gone. Things start looking more and more dire for the London Spitfire. Inadvertent rhymes here, but Shanghai Dragons.
Ding was a problem for Philly in the second half of the series yesterday. And in this series with London, he is just dominant. Birdring with the McCree pick, but he can't get past Gamsu and Envy's barriers, those same barriers that set up a choke for him to do further damage here on the right side. If he tries to go through main and try to get the flanking shots onto Izuyaki, he's losing out there too. The ability to move the barrier from left to right is one of the greatest strengths that Sigma has. Envy can put it in both places. Here's the barrage!
Yeah, barrage comes in with a nano boost, zones him back. Took Fury dangerously low, but couldn't quite finish him off. Now he's looking for the kills. Prophet again takes another hit. Jumps up, ooh, the follow-up was nearly there. Youngjin makes his way out safely. Deadeye is there from Birdring, just trying to find something, but it's nothing but shields from here.
He just can't find these angles.
Comes through, Envy pops that, but can't find anything as the Fortify was used from Fury, keeps himself safe. Jump back in, fighting in the side room, Birdring, Gesture, all taken down!
When we started this series, Birdwing was on the Doomfist, and you have to make the question, do we go full circle? Should he swap here? Because he's not breaking through the barriers, Achilleos. He can't get the shots on the Pharah. He's trying to counter the Pharah. He swaps to Doomfist now. That's your best option. You've only got 1 minute left. Remember, well, he does go back to the McCree, but remember, this is where Shanghai was almost held as well. This is winnable for Spitfire. They are coming into a big set of ultimates here, the Gravitic Flux, the Barrage, but I mean, you gotta wonder, is this McCree the right choice? I mean, it is the right counter to Pharah, but in this specific choke where the shields are blocking you, you're not getting what you want. It's gonna have to be a big commitment to Nano here onto Prophet. They're gonna have to set the Flux. He's down though!
That's with 30 seconds remaining. Ding is an absolute monster of a Pharah. They finally sleep him. They will be able to get the kill. He drops down right on top of the card, but at what cost?
There's the Flux.
Here the Flux does come through. Gesture gets rid of Envy. A solid step forward now for the London Spitfire. 15 seconds remaining as the kills come in. Seems like it might just be another overtime push into point A.
Finally, they stabilize here. It was a close call. We've seen this before, deja vu. Shanghai Dragons do not look like they have any interest in contesting. They're just going to sit back and set up for a better defense. Ding just trying to get the last parts of his barrage online. Why commit here when you've already completed the map? There's no reason to take a bad fight and give London Spitfire additional ult charge after they just committed their Gravitic Flux, etc. And Prophet is having this duel once again. Nano Boost ready for both Pharahs, both barrages online. No Diva on the field. We're going to fireworks.
Jumping from behind. Rude away, getting the punch comes through. Now Seismic Slam in, looking to finish off Buttermate. They can't quite do it, but the barrage comes in from Ding. Manages to find 2. Prophet answers back with his barrage. Gets rid of 1, but Coma is still able to get the res, even right up in front of the archway.
Positional advantage there when the dust settles after the fireworks show. It's London Spitfire come up a little bit empty here. Birdring's got the Deadeye. But again, you're going to be hard-pressed to find an angle where you can pick off Coma or Ding. We've seen him get a few kills, rogue kills onto Coma this map, but when you're the attacking team, I mean, where are you going to flank? You're being watched like a hawk non-stop. Barriers on both sides. Trying to come around here, no one sees him. There's the spot.
Gets a couple shots in, and there you go, Hulk Punch! Another combo coming through, the sleep in on a Vidoshin. He gets shut down. Gamsu is eliminated. Able to find 1, but Youngjin plays straight up into their faces. Gets a hit, the punch through. Left click takes down Fury. London struggling. Birdring now swapping over onto the Doomfist, but it's with a minute remaining. And they still have to make it to B. They still have to go all the way to the end.
Total control of the series.
And Shanghai Dragons are sitting on 4 ultimates.
Total control of the series was to Spitfire. It was their series to lose. And they are struggling so hard against the Pharah right now. The desperate Birdring swap. 40 seconds left here. And there's so much more on the side of the Dragons in terms of ultimates here for the defense.
Supercharger, they're going to have Gravitic Flux to pull them off the point. There's so much to face here. They need a pick. They need it now.
Gravitic Flux is out. Gesture up into the air, taken down, and he finds the execution. The boulder on the drop down gets rid of an Ocean. 15 seconds remaining. Meteor Strike comes down from Youngjin, gets the hit. Fury gonna be gone. Birdring finished off. Shanghai Dragons.
They're not gonna get a fair
Looking
fight.
to stop London Spitfire right here. 5 seconds remaining. Can they even tag the card? The wrap around the backside from the Pharmacy duo. They make their way over, but they nano dink just for the BM. Finish off Profit. Gesture gonna be gone. Fury is back in with the wrecking ball, but he alone cannot do enough. The barrage is used. The cleanup is there. The OT is gone. And Shanghai Dragons get the win on Dorado. We are going to a final map to settle it all.
One final 8th map here. Shanghai Dragons may have saved this series. They may be able to turn it around. What looked like it might have been one-sided is one of our best series we've seen here in the play-in tournament. It all comes down to one final map.
Control coming up now to see which team's going home and which team is making their way into the top 8.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
And here we go. Another map coming up now, our 8th in this series. I wouldn't have it any other way. Going the distance, the Shanghai Dragons, after starting off this series 0-2, are bringing it back.
And the last time Youngjin, Ding, and Koma were in an 8th map, it was in the Contenders Season 2 Finals against Runaway. That map, that final map was Ilios.
But it was also Well.
It was.
Now they're starting with Well.
Final map was Ilios. They lost it.
And this is a terrible map for the Spitfire historically.
Yes, Spitfire running out with the Pharah mirror right now, not having faith that the McCree is going to be enough. And let's see if Profit can come up big. I mean, it was pretty close when we started things off on Control the first time around. London took it away.
Ding dropping low, Birdring already eliminated. Bionade connects onto the front line of London Spitfire. Not seeing too much follow-up here, but there's the rockets. Direct hits on the both. It is Ayaki. He's got the alley-oop. Gets the tag there on a Quatermain, takes him down.
I mean,
Profit sliver of HP right now.
Ding has controlled this entire
latter half of the series. London Spitfire just cannot dent him, cannot break him. He's finding the angles, his mobility, like his movement, even using Concussive Blast to reposition himself, has set up so many great kills, so much chip damage, forced London to reposition. And for the Spitfire now, you're looking at the situation like we've got to find some pick on the ground, I think, because the sky battle is not ours.
Oh, there you go. On the ground it is. Birdring comes up with a kill on a Youngjin. Prophet trying to stay alive. Sleep darts over onto Birdring, but seems like there's not going to be any follow-up to take him down. He will be woken up, goes back in, and manages to eliminate Gamsu. Jester, in the meantime, looking to duel it out here against Izayaki as they get halted together, but not going to be able to find any kills. Jester falling low, trying to mitigate some of that damage with the left clicks.
That was actually a really cool absorb from Envy to keep them alive. Barrage.
Oh boy, no it is not. Nano forward, Ding gets rid of Prophet, and Youngjin is res back into the fight. Shanghai Dragons maintain dominance, they maintain the point, now approaching 60%.
I mean, that's just rude at that point. He's sleeping, falling into the point where you're going to still hit the body shot, because why not? You got to prove to the world you can hit it. Nano boost wasted there, I guess you could argue, but I don't think the Shanghai Dragons have much to complain about here otherwise. Full control of the point. Meteor strikes ready for Birdring. No one's ever knocked a far out of the sky with one of those yet. Youngjin dodges the halt there. And for London Spitfire, I mean, what do you really initiate with? Might have to be Valkyrie, might have to try to set up for another Birdring pick.
Well,
there it is.
Nearly taking him down. Birdring finds the hit again. Youngjin gonna be eliminated. Birdring coming up clutch in that moment, but they still have to get the point. Dark comes in, but Fury gonna be taken out. Can they get the res is gonna be the question now. Gamsu's already back into the fight. Prophet with a barrage of his own gets hit, rid of him again. As Fury will be res back in. Right here in overtime, London Spitfire will be able to get the flip.
Questionable gravitic flux there from Envy. Perhaps hoping that he could pull them up before they touched the point there, but many other members had already gotten in there, and that's a huge ultimate to lose. Notice Gesture still hasn't even built his yet. Takes a long time for that one to come online, especially in a matchup like this where most of it is fought in the sky. You're hard-pressed to actually get that damage done as the Sigma, especially the attacking Sigma. So huge ult advantage to Spitfire actually because of this.
Oh, there you go. Punch for punch, the barrier up, Gesture. Keeping Birdring safe. So they're going to be the ones coming up with that kill. Trying to get the ricochets off the wall to take Coma out of the sky.
This is great for Spitfire. They're behind, obviously, in terms of control percentage, but they have this whole map control. They have the ultimates they need to control these chokes. This could be a huge pendulum swing. As long as they can hold this next fight with minimal ultimates. The next one's going to be the hard one. This one should be the easy one. Commitment to Nano Boost.
They knock him down with the Bionade. Birdring alive. Meteor Strike going to be out from both of these Doomfists. Ding taken down first and foremost. Drop into the back, looking for the hit there. Onto Izayaki, unable to find the kill. Birdring still is able to exit safely. Spitfire continue to climb. 63% now on the board for them. Shanghai Dragons desperately trying to get that flip, and Prophet comes in with a barrage and shuts them down.
Outside of the barrage, it was a pretty good ult trade. You know, that one was just for good measure there for Prophet. But Ding is getting closer to his. Will he have it in time? That's the big question. So they did commit the nano boost in that fight as well, Shanghai did, so it's a pretty good trade for Spitfire, all things considered. Minus that barrage, if they were still holding that, they'd be super favored in this fight. Supercharger is going to be what Shanghai has to use to try to initiate the point. Way easier to use it defensively, though. Nice body shot here.
Coming in, almost finds him. Cannot confirm the kill.
Ding's so close to that barrage that could turn this around.
One more rockets and he's gonna have that one online. Prophet trying to shut him down. The direct hit comes in. Prophet falling low. Can't find the follow-up. The pocket healing still there from Quatermain. Got a lot more mobility now with the Valkyrie rolling, but Youngjin this time comes out on top. Birdring taken down. Nano thrown in. Barrage coming through. The sleep dart connects, but again, Fury dies. Prophet, however, comes back in. Manages to get rid of Ding. Now Birdring coming in. Gets rid of Gamsu. The rest is there, but Ocean eliminated. 2 members gone, now 3 on the side of the London Spitfire. The Shanghai Dragons trying to flip this one back in overtime. Double OT on either side. Jester falling low. Gravitic Flux comes in, but Gesture, they don't even give him the opportunity to hit the ground. They get the flip, they get the round. Shanghai starting off Ilios with a win on well.
1 round away from doing what they could not in that Contenders Finals. You know, we have to mention Game 8s here because half of this squad have been in an extremely tense Game 8 that they failed to win on. This is the first one in Overwatch League history.
I mean, you got it on both sides. You've got from Shanghai Dragons on their side last year versus Runaway. You've got Birdring in Apex Season 3 when they played against Lunatic High.
That's right, and you know, for London Spitfire here, you know, there is that experience for Birdring. He's been in this spot before. He's lost that same 8th game. For the Spitfire here, they've got to bring this back. They've got to turn this around. Birdring's bringing out the Widow. It's Ruins, and they have an opportunity to knock the Far out of the sky here with long sight lines here up on the high ground. And Ding may have to consider swapping here.
He's playing back. Looks like that might just be the call.
I think he's considering going over the Sombra.
He's pushing back over towards the point.
Maybe faking it out a little bit.
Yeah. That or indecision. Either way, Birdring comes up with the first kill as Youngjin will get sniped down. The res is there from Coma, however.
Trump card here, the Widowmaker's coming up big.
Barriers coming through now. Good flick over to the side. Softens up Envy. For that angle. Back over onto the side, tries to get that altitude. Trying to find a pick. Instead, it's just going to be a trade-off coming through as Izayaki taken down at the cause of profit. But Ding goes forward, gets rid of Birdring. No damage dealers for the London Spitfire, but now no mercy for the Shanghai Dragons, but they're making it work. Envy takes down Gesture as Youngjin
wants a health pack.
Patiently trying to wait for that health pack, but Quartermain comes in. Manages to find the kill. They're turning this one back around. The point still not locked down by either team. Profit on the Doomfist comes up with the kill onto Ding, taking him down.
I cannot believe this is not flipped yet.
It's not.
Shanghai's got control.
They're still just trying to hold this one off, but now Quantum going to be yoinked back through with the halt, and it seems like that will just be the surrender on the point. As I say it, though, Profit pushes forward on the corner, but there you go.
Got to back
the first
away.
lockdown will be there for the Shanghai Dragons.
This is so important, too, because if Birdring gets line of sight control and gets those kills, I mean, he controlled the point with the first few shots there, forced the Dragons back. Once they got on the point, he had to play forward. He couldn't get kills. Now he has to approach.
Vidic Flux is in. Gesture going to be hitting the ground. Gets chunked low, but they do manage to keep him alive. Now the pop-up comes into the back of that uppercut. Profit going to be taking a nap in the back line. Uses the Meteor Strike to try to escape, but already they lose out on 2 members. He drops down here onto the point, goes over onto the side, gets the Mega Pack, but instantly gets burned down. Youngjin finding the kill. Shanghai Dragons, it's still early in the round. They're only at 33%, but it's just looking dominant.
No value out of the ultimates. Profit tries to rejoin onto the point, gets nothing. Birdring swaps. The Coalescence is committed here for Badoshin, and Ding still flies free. He's got a barrage here. Birdring has to swap to a different hit scan here to try to knock him out. It has not been successful in the latter half of the series when he's tried it. He's always under threat of Youngjin. He's always shooting at barriers. Ding is just using this pillar here. He does take a body shot. But look at the control. Look at the space he's bought. And here's the barrage.
The barrage comes in with the halt. Instantly sets up 2. No sleep dart this time, but Ocean's over on that. Mourra cannot do anything except die. They lose 2 here on the back end of the fight, but Shanghai Dragons 30% away from advancing into the round of 8.
The Euro first for Shanghai Dragons, 25%. Until they get that next one. First season playoffs. Youngjin here on the flank trying to catch Birdring. When he comes around, he's waiting patiently. Waiting so long here. Just wants that McCree.
Oh, gets spotted. Barely survives.
Supercharger out. They have to commit to this fight. Last chance for the Spitfire.
Maywall comes up. Rocket Punch going to be canceled. 95%. They have to tag in. Gravitic Flux comes through. Contesting the point, they force out the OT. Supercharger from Fury going to be taken down, looking for the Sun, unable to find him, but Birdring gets a kill on the Ding. Oma, not going to be able to find any res yet. Banning the hammer there into the back of Gamsu, trying to take him down. Youngjin going to be eliminated, as is Izayaki. Just those finishing kills, his Coma will fall. Flashbang forward and be gone. Spitfire again at 99% will get the flip, but can they hold it to 100? Can they take us to a final round of Ilios?
The Mei here just doesn't have much functionality in this composition against the, ensuing Far that we're seeing from Ding. So it's going to be hard to hold on to this. If he can build a Blizzard somehow with just that chip damage from the right clicks, can he get some headshot kills, some rogue kills onto Ding's Farah? That's their best bet here. Deadeye out here for Birdring is going to look for potentially the side flank. Knock the Farah Mercy out of the sky. He's had a few of these side kills here. It's way up high.
Yeah, he's up on the high ground looking
Coma
for a target. Immortality Field about to be taken down. They do go ahead and finish that one off. Meteor Strike is out from Youngjin. Gamsu gone, however. Roll around into the back. Youngjin going to be stunned up, tries to exit, but Birdring cuts him down. The res is there onto the Orisa, but Coma now is going to be eliminated. Gamsu manages to find one, pulling Prophet off the side of the map. But now it's stagger time for Envy.
Really nice here to get this stagger. Prophet had to use Blizzard, and I mean, arguably didn't have to use it, but he felt the need to use it, right? I mean, things were dire. Your playoff life is on the line. You don't want to be the Mei player who died holding Blizzard that cost you the map. You commit there. That's the threat of match point, right, in your head. That's one tool they're not going to have for this final fight. But he does get that rogue right-click kill we were talking about.
Yep, solid headshot. Res going to be used.
Youngjin swaps over to the Reaper. They're going to try to steamroll their way in here with the dive coming through, the Winston Diva, then the sustain coming through from Youngjin on the Reaper. Supercharger is ready, and Gravitic Flux should be finished in this fight. London cannot afford to make any mistakes. No one can get picked here, where it's all over. No playoffs for the defending champions.
Izayaki on the flank. Gesture spots him out. Gravitic Flux just 92% away. 2% away there. He was at 98. Izayaki pushed up into the air, slammed down. Follow up left clicks, take him out. Koma trying to get the res. Can they deny it? The answer is going to be no, but they get the kill on the Mercy on the back end. Jester now going to be antied, but no one able to tag it onto the point for Shanghai again. London Spitfire will in fact take us to one more round. You can see there.
Doshin, he's losing it.
Up.
Yeah, he's got to keep himself composed here.
It all comes down to this. Prophet trying to chat up the team, keep them focused, keep them motivated.
These are
one more round.
These are two teams going to this final round on the opposite sides of 2018. The champions of our inaugural season, London Spitfire, face against the team that went 0-40. It's 2019 now. We have our weakest 2018 team surpass the defending champion. How much have times changed? It's the Spitfire playoff armor they're wearing right now. They've adapted to the meta. The game is slipping through their fingers. The series is slipping through their fingers. It's another Farah mirror here with the Doomfist. One round to decide it all. It doesn't get much more epic than this.
Yep. Will just be Lighthouse. Settle it in the end. Prophet already taking a lot of damage here from Ding. He's gotten a bit back. Neck and neck for that barrage charge so far. Perfectly mirrored comps on both sides. The only difference being the main tank position with the Sigma there for Gesture.
Grabbing the point first would be huge for the Dragons here, and they've got it.
Yep, unable to advance forward are the London Spitfire.
Just better angle there for Ding. His body shot's on the ground.
See here, just unable to get that double tap for both of these Faras.
Just zone them out so well.
Into the back though, Ding now. Pressured as he was looking at the Doomfist. Still unable to find that killing blow.
This is a telling moment for the Spitfire.
Shots coming in. Spitfire have advanced over onto the point, trying to get the slip coming back through. Bedosian nearly getting knocked off the side of the map because of blast angle. Not quite what it needed to be to finish that one off. And Bedosian, staying on firm ground, manages to get rid of Youngjin. Trying to get the res as Envy and Koma now gone. That will be the cleanup here on the side of the Shanghai Dragons. London Spitfire making it fast this time, not waiting the 99%.
Yeah, just taking turns, buying time. Gamsu there, touching the point, trying to build up as much as possible. That's why grabbing that first capture is so important, because even when you lose a fight, you could buy so much time. London Spitfire.
Oh, got the stun in the air!
Indeed they did. London Spitfire not getting the kill though, but they have control of the point. They have control of this choke, which means that Prophet can not only control this Farah battle a little bit better, but also poke at the ground. As you can see here, he's looking for, right now, Izayaki.
Envy with a sliver of HP. Gamsu as well, falling low. Not going to be taken down yet, though. Berger poking back up. And a boost used by Izayaki. Rocket punch over onto the side. Barriers coming down. Gesture trying to keep them all protected. Ding, eliminated. Bedosian snipes him out, but it both Faras falling. As Youngjin will also be eliminated. The res is there for both of the Faras now. Ding and Prophet back into the action. Gesture is trying to keep everybody safe. Throws out another barrier. The barrage comes in, trying to keep Prophet safe, and it works a treat. Ding gets him at the end, but it's after 3 members are eliminated.
It's too late. It's too late. That kill is irrelevant. And look at the hold on to Koma. You're not making it home, buddy.
Someone please come to the ledge.
Oh
but there's
my God,
no one
Fury.
there to rescue him.
Such a sick halt from Fury to bring him back. He's not coming through. That's a huge stagger. Shanghai Dragons don't have a nano boost here for Ding's barrage. It's just gonna have to be vanilla. It's gonna have to be straight up. There's so many things that can shut this down, and they really only have one more chance at this.
Oh, Gravitic Flux comes through, puts them up in the air, and they set up the kills.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Dragons
Below
here.
half HP, it's time to die, it's time to reset, swap over onto a Wrecking Ball, do something!
They're going to have to swap to Wrecking Ball, as you say, and they're going to have to rush through. Envy might even want to swap to the Diva. He's got the Gravitic Flux here, but I don't know if he's going to get to the point. Ding has the Barrage. He's looking for the angle.
Trying to wrap around.
He's so close.
That side, 97% gets
Gamsu.
the one tag. Gamsu rolls his way in right in the last possible second. Gravitic Flux is out from Envy, looking for a kill. Knocked Jester down to about half HP. Nano burst in. Ding falling so low. He's got the Barrage, but now Jester's gonna fall. Prophet manages to find Comb, but the pocket healing not gonna be there. Ding is eliminated. Prophet finds the next kill. Jester's res back in. Youngshin gonna be gone. Gamsu dead. OT starting to dwindle. Envy is all by himself, and it will remain that way. They knock him out. It bleeds away, and the London Spitfire, they go all the way to the end. One final round of Ilios, but they get it in the end, 4-3. Your inaugural season champions will not be knocked out in the play-in.
They will not. They will have one more run. They will have one more shot at being the defending champions, taking another title here back-to-back. For the Shanghai Dragons, it's a year of firsts, but they will not get that first playoff, not this year. It eludes them one more time. A team that's broken expectations has come in here and really changed the way that their team is viewed to the world, taking a Stage 3 title. But their run ends here again on Ilios. Those map 8s will haunt them for a long time, but for the London Spitfire, ecstatic, such a stressful series that almost slipped away from them. It was so close, but Doshin spent half that series with his head in his hands, but he's able to bring it back. There he is.
Couldn't do it. This is where the season ends for the Shanghai Dragons. You said cannot make it into that top 8 spot, but still one hell of a season for them. I think these guys can still hold their heads high as they go home. They get an extended break to stabilize and improve for the 2020 season when they will be on the road. But London, their road does not stop here. They will continue to advance forward. But guys, we've got Danny Lim standing by on the floor with Gesture for our victory moment presented by Coca-Cola.
Well, fellow Killers, thank you very much. Everybody give it up for Gesture and London Spitfire. It was a long and difficult fight, but you guys still came out on top. Man, what a match. How are you feeling, Gesture? 지금 어떠세요, 지금 기분?
지금 기분은 되게 그냥 너무 피곤해요.
Gesture is just very tired. Everybody, let's give him some energy. Round of applause. Round of applause. All right. Is that making you feel better? 좀 기분 나은가요, 이제? 좀 많이 나으세요? Good? Okay, all right, so let's talk about Sigma. So up until now, we've only seen flex tank players play Sigma, but London was unique in that they had main tank Gesture you having to play Sigma. What was the decision behind that? 아무래도 다른 팀들에 비해서 좀 런던이 좀 특별한 게 원래 좀 서탱을 하는 선수들이 좀 시그마를 했던데 제셔 선수가 메인 탱이 시그마를 드시게 된 것 같아요. 그거에 대한 이유 뭐가 있을까요?
일단 저는 시그마가 나오고 나서 시그마밖에 연습을 안 했고 다른 캐릭은 원래 할 줄 알기 때문에 시그마를 엄청 많이 연습했고 그리고 뭐 스크림 때도 잘 됐는데 솔직히 뭐 오늘 잘 못 보여준 것 같아서 아쉽긴 하지만 뭐 그런 이유로 하고 있습니다.
So because I do have a big pool, big hero pool, I did as soon as Sigma was released. For the Sigma was the only hero that I really put a lot of hours in, and also in scrims I performed well. But for today, in my personal opinion, I could have played a lot better on Sigma, but I couldn't. But it is what it is. I personally think he did amazing with Sigma. What do you guys all think? Yeah. You were great. All right, next match is with NYXL. How confident are you going into that match? 자, 다음 경기 뉴욕과의 경기가 있습니다. 얼마나 자신 있나요?
일단 저희는 뭐 상하이랑 해봤는데 상하이는 원래 파라, 둠피 이런 캐릭터를 잘 다루는 팀이고 그래서 힘들었다 생각하고 나름 뉴욕이 어떻게 나올지 모르겠는데 좀 뉴메타라 저희가 이길만 하지 않나.
Right, so I feel like we had a difficult time against the Shanghai Dragons because their DPS lineup, they use a lot of Doomfist and Pharah. Both DPS players for Shanghai Dragons are really good. As for New York, our next match, because it is a new meta, I don't know what New York is going to come out with, what kind of composition they're going to come out with, but we'll have to see, but I'm pretty confident and I think we could win. All right, Gesture, thank you so much. Now, let's hand over that signed jersey to a lucky fan. Do we have a fan? Where's our fan? Where's our fan? Congratulations! You get a jersey signed by Gesture. hug 한 번만 해주세요. Give him a hug. 자, 한번 안아주세요. 한번 안아주세요. There you go. Thank you so much, Gesture, and congratulations to you, casters. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Danny. Wonderful moment there down on the floor. Man, what a series. I mean, an absolute marathon. Like we said, the first map 8 series that we've had in the Overwatch League. But London, they get it done. In the end, they will be advancing forward. And as Danny mentioned, playing against the NYXL.
Old rivals, you know, from the beginning of 2018. They were always neck and neck through the 2018 season. Ended up taking it in the end, but that's a hype one for sure. And obviously coming up next, we will have Dynasty versus Charge to the other side against Vancouver Titans.
Another very hype series. Just call me adjusting my jacket. But another hype series there with Guangzhou versus the Seoul Dynasty. Who knows how that one's gonna go. And then the winner of that has to go up against the Titans. That's a tough one. But guys, Profit will be your player of the match, presented by Omen. Very strong start, kind of tape it out a little bit in the middle, but came back in at the end and helped seal the deal.
I mean, some of these crazy moments that we had from Profit, I mean, you have to give him credit here on Mourra. Sure, they lost the map in the end, but he had to go toe-to-toe with Afara, who's better than he is. He had to showcase bigger and deeper parts of his hero pool, and at the end of the day, even though his Afara's stats don't necessarily stack up to Ding's, he went toe-to-toe with him to allow the rest of his team to go off, and that is not an easy thing to do, especially right now in this meta where you're seeing so much Afara 1v1. He did not get dominated. He showed a larger hero pool, and he's your player of the match.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very nicely done by Profit. His hero pool knows no limits. The limit is just how many heroes are in the game, I suppose. That's about it. But I mean, solid stuff. We had our first, main tank playing Sigma. We had multiple compositions around that from the side of London. We got an excellent series overall.
I'm never gonna forget this one. I'm never gonna forget this series.
This one goes down in infamy. There is definitely some pretty rough moments there. Some people forgetting to get to the point numerous times throughout the series. But overall, super entertaining. Congratulations to London for advancing, and good luck versus NYXL. But guys, coming up next, one more team to be eliminated before the top 8. We've got Guangzhou Charge going up against the Seoul Dynasty. That one's coming at you in just a bit, so make sure you stay tuned.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
And by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you see the game last night? Sinatra's gonna get MVP this year.
There's no way Sinatra wins MVP.
What are you talking about? Have you been watching the same
Bumper
game?
has been so clutch for the Titans, putting up insane numbers.
I think you're both wrong. Jonak, still the MVP. Also, first match starts in an hour. See you there.
The real MVP is the Yada Chad Amos.